Yeah, two things I can think of are Banjo Kazooie and
Banjo.
yeah, that was about literally what I was about to say.
Yeah,
I was gonna say those are the only
Travis
two.
Knight.
Yeah. God, I remember when everyone just would not shut up about there was a big thing. I don't know if it was just Australia, but there was a big thing where all the kids everywhere would just be making that fucking his death notes.
Okay, the only death noise I can think of is oof.
No, here's one where it's like or whatever the hell it is. Can't remember it now, but it's like
It might cut out so good.
probably a good thing, honestly. No, it's just kind of like a wah noise.
Wow.
Wah. Can't remember. That was more Mario.
Yeah. What? It's me, Mario.
It's me, Mario.
Oh wait, I finally have a use for my bonus action. Oh.
There's Eldrin.
Hello.
Uh,
Hello.
what is character sheet? What are you doing?
I believe everyone's here.
That's going to be here anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
So make sure you're all displaying as your characters. And being that we're down one tonight, what NPC do we want taking over? Do we want
Fireman.
Voli or do we want Slotty?
Fireman.
I'm chill with Slard Boy.
Alright, and is that going to be Eldwin playing him?
Yeah, I can do that.
I don't think any of us want to be responsible for the death of it.
Yeah. I mean, I can play it, but I'm not gonna be responsible for his death.
Yep.
DM, before we start, I have a problem with my character sheet. I can't force it to level up. It's not launching the character mensa for me to level it up.
Well, if you can't get it to work, you might need to rebuild the character. If it's just not leveling up.
I know what it was. I can easily do it. Level 12, 124 HP.
Well, you're gonna have to do it every level though, if you're not using the character mancer. So it might be easier to just remake the character now, since you know all the stats and everything anyway.
I'm gonna try to restart World 20 first.
Yeah, it's usually a good call.
And then if that doesn't work, I'll rebuild the character.
Alright, so does everyone's positioning look good on the party order right now?
I'm in the front, so yes.
Alright. So... are you there, Miri?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright. When you get a chance, could you change to your character portrait? I don't know if you're maybe away from the computer or something. But scribe-wise... Wait. Let's see. It was Doodle's last week. It would be Eldwin's turn this week.
Got it.
And we have Doodles on Quartermaster for the second week.
Oh, I thought we were handing that back to LJ.
Are we handing that back to LJ? I was going to let you finish out to get the story point, because you got 2 weeks anyway.
Oh.
Yeah,
But
Cool, thank you. Super appreciate it.
so as for the question you asked me, about your spells. Don't you get a natural spell respec every level?
I think I get to choose like 1 or 2 spells a level.
Yeah,
You get to learn a new one and replace one.
yeah, I think you replace one. If you want to use your one-time respec, you can do them all. Otherwise, I'll say you can. I'll give you a free one to respec, and then you could just naturally do the others as you level up. So it's up to
Cool.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess I'll use my respec then.
All right, so I think that's like 3 story points. I forget. It says in the
Cool.
notes thing.
I'll have to look at that rule.
Yeah, you can do a one-time respec. I think it's 3 points, and you can change things you normally couldn't, like ability scores. The only thing you can't change is your race and your class,
Okay.
but you can change your subclass.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet, thank you.
So you
Super
could
appreciate
also, yeah, you can also use that to change anything else you want, but you only get to do that once.
it. Great.
All right. So, looks like the party order's good. Any questions or issues before we begin? I think we're all good. So why don't we start with the recap? If you could, Doodles.
Yeah. So we started the last time we met. We decided to head back to our ship and take refuge in there. And we did. In the middle of the night, the ship had alarms that started going off. I forgot who was up. It must have. I know Nasira was, but apparently it wasn't Anvir. But they woke the party up. The warnings were warning of a worm, and pretty soon a giant purple worm, a purple worm, popped out of the ground and spit a drow out of its mouth. We saw the drow talking a little bit, and the rest of the party was woken. We were trying to figure out what to do. It turns out, after a little bit, we exited the ship to start talking with this drow, and the drow gave us a lot of useful information. She works for the Deep Frost Network, and the Deep Frost Network was searching for the ship, which apparently had anti-detection magic field on it, which made it pretty hard to find. After talking quite a bit, we decided to head back into the ship and finish our rest. As we were in there, we thought it might be a good idea to move the ship when we get a chance, if we're being sought out by the Deep Frost Network. But it seemed like the Deep Frost Network might be a viable ally for us, and the drow was pretty friendly with us. And then the next day, we went back to the picking lair, and forgot what else happened, but that's about. Oh, Eldwin, yeah, that's right. Eldwin was revived, and we decided to take a few days of downtime activities so that he could get his energy back up, as being dead is apparently quite traumatic. So Nasira and Kudo were searching for magical items. I was making contacts, carousing, and I'm not sure what you were up to, Anvir, but I think that is about.
I was just
where we ended.
making components.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
All right. Thank you for that recap.
I don't mean to make it sound like that, but it's like, oh yeah, we revived Eldon, that schmuck.
Oh yeah, we revived him from the dead. Whatever.
I mean, I guess it wasn't technically reviving because we used a different magic, but
It wasn't
yeah.
revivified, but he still revived.
he's no longer not dead.
Yep, called upon the powers of your god to bring him back from his afterlife. So it is the 66th of spring at 8 a.m. I think Eldwin just finished his last day, and now I think he is. Are you back to normal? Was that 3 days?
No, it was only 2.
All right, so we would have one more day to go.
2 more actually. If he's had 2 long rests, then he's at a -2.
Oh, is it 4? All right, then 2 more days to go. So are we looking to pass 4 days?
I think we just wanted to get at least some.
All right.
Make it a minor penalty, not a major.
I mean,
Yeah.
are we in any rush to do anything right now?
Well, that's the problem. We don't really know. We don't really know
Well, and I say-
100% what the plan is.
And I say let's hang out and finish up. Go for 4 days.
No, sorry, to reiterate, we don't know what their plan is. And last time they had one of the girls with powers, they nearly died.
Didn't
Well, to be
Uh,
fair, it wasn't the Steel Shadow that did that, but it was something to do with the lines that nearly killed them.
didn't like Kyber tell us that like give us like some potions or offer to give us water breathing potions to meet someone?
Yes, he
Yeah.
had found a
To
potential
get
way.
It was he asked for 700 gold pieces for 6 potions of water breathing and intel on a secret underground waterway into the Steel Shadow base.
Yes,
So,
he did.
yeah.
But we
Uh,
didn't take that deal. But I don't know.
Or
No,
we
I think
haven't
we
taken
did.
it yet.
I think we were thinking about it because the potions would be nice to have worst case scenarios.
I
Yeah.
think we wanted to. I think. Didn't you wanna, Andre? Didn't you wanna like talk to Sala about like that vial?
Yes. Not well. The essence. Yes.
Yeah. And then see if maybe we can. Because she seemed pretty magical. Maybe she had something
feel
that
like there
we
was-
could get something to help us from her.
I feel like there was another reason we were really interested in her. I think it's just that she keeps showing up more than
She just keeps showing up.
Magic items.
she was covered in magic items. We ran into her at the market, then we ran into her when we were at the Abra estate, and now that we're trying to find someone who's really good at finding out the weird stuff, her name comes up.
Oh yeah, why was it you were looking for her? She knew something. Oh, it was the essence, right?
Yeah, the weird vampire essence.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you want to do downtime and in-city activities?
I know.
That's up to y'all. I'm fine doing 2 more days of downtime.
I think me and Eldwin are very interested in going to see this lady at some point.
Well, it takes 8 hours for the downtime, so if you start at 8 a.m., you'll finish by 4, and then you have the rest of the day to do whatever.
Is Dosha with us right now?
Dosha is in your camp. Oh, and I am doing kind of a new thing, although this group doesn't have a camp yet. But basically, like, the
Yeah,
camp is
shit.
kind of the camp is kind of like the starter stronghold, where you have a bunch of people, like, setting up the camp, and you can leave items there, and they basically carry them around for you. So it's a way to have a lot more resources if you're willing to pay like a daily upkeep for laborers and guardsmen for your camp, and then you just like kind of figure out where you want it to be.
I feel like it makes sense for us, for this group, to use our ship as a camp, and I would actually like to have a few guards for when we're not there.
Yeah, the ship would be a fine camp, although it would limit the amount of people, but it would mean you could carry a lot more. Because the ship can carry more than normal people. So that would be
Either way,
fine.
whether that's our camp or not, I think if we can hire guards to be at the ship when we're not there, I think that's a good thing.
You know what I think we need?
Yeah.
So,
At least 2 guards and a pilot.
clone Eldwin.
Currently, you have Dosha, Ellen, Mirren, and Davian at the camp as your background NPCs.
We should. We should
Manasa is with them as well.
yeah.
Oh,
Wait, no,
okay.
she's not really an NPC, but yeah.
That's your snake bracelet?
No, the Iron Cobra.
Mechanical.
Oh, the Cobra. Okay. I'll make... Wait, where is that? That's under resources summon, I believe. Yeah, there she is. All
I
right,
don't
I'll
know
stick her in the
if
camp.
anyone- Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
So I just added a ship camp thing to our stronghold.
Yeah. So to put stuff into the ship or camp, you just have to like basically visit there, and you can leave stuff there. And yeah,
I forgot all the NPCs who were there. I heard Dosha.
Dosha, Ellen, Mirren, Davian, and Manasa. You don't really have Dosha's the only warrior there right now, so it might not be a.
Yeah.
It's not a bad
And a
idea
snake.
to hire some more laborers and guards.
Maybe we can talk,
Though- I think. Or sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say maybe we can hire someone. Some of Voli's people or some of Kyber's people would be down to be an extra guard or something. I don't know.
So the one thing to keep in mind, I'm not sure if I told you this, but the max capacity of the ship is about 24 people.
Yeah, I think we ran into that
Medium-sized.
problem when we were trying to feed the
When
prisoners
we were
from the knoll.
transporting gnolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just keep that in mind. You might want to mark that in the ship camp as well, that the max capacity is 24. And the ship can carry about 10,000 pounds, I think. Something like that. I have to go
That
look
is
that
a
up, though.
lot.
But yeah, for now, just put it as 10,000. I might change that. I have to go look it up. It's a big ship.
It's a mighty big ship.
Just fill it with like 20,000 bags of holding. No, sorry, it'd be like,
That's not a good idea.
yeah. Just a bunch of bag of holdings is what I meant.
Just one of them falls into the other one, and there goes your ship.
Oh god, yeah. And all the other bags.
How many bags of holding can we fit?
It'd be a lot you could fit in the ship.
So it seemed like we were at impasse as to did we want another day
I
of rest
say-
or go?
I say
Yeah,
let's
next year.
finish. I say let's let everyone finish their week projects, do enough downtime for that, and you guys can still visit that chick and do the role play for that somewhere during our downtime week because like Lou said, we only use 8 hours a day for the downtime project.
Yeah, if you start in the morning, you finish at about, well, I'd say you start at 9 because you usually like take about an hour to get everything together. So probably finish around 5 if you start right after breakfast.
That's how I live my life.
So, since I wasn't here last week, how many days? Because LJ would be winning no, and then also following Anvir.
I think 3rd or 4th downtime day.
And we're
So, yeah.
we just finished day 2, so we're on our 3rd day of downtime.
Oh,
So LJ is winning no for his week, and then whatever else time he's with Anvir.
Yeah, just remember every day you learn null. I think it's like, what, 5 gold pieces?
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be fine. So
I believe it's, what is it, a week? It's like 30? Here, I have the thing in front of me. I can just look. Activities. That's right, training. right. Yeah, 25 a week, so that would be 5 gold a day. So every day you put towards that, you just have to spend 5 gold.
Yeah.
All right, so you are doing that. Let's see. What happens today?
Rocks
Or
fall,
die.
we all die.
So
God.
it's 5 p.m. You can all put a day towards whatever you're working on.
I don't really have anything I'm looking at.
Well, you don't have to work on things. It's just extra resources if you want to.
Scribe scrolls to have them in your back pocket when you're out of spell slots. That's what I do on my casters on downtime.
Don't I need arcane for scrolls though?
You need divine because you're a divine caster
Oh,
Arcane.
okay.
or religious.
Or religious, yeah, sorry, religious component.
Okay, because when I was looking at them before, it just said spellcaster and arcane skills.
How many weeks?
Well, I do like
a.
I do a different crafting system.
Okay, that's all good then. I might have a look at what spell I might want to start scribing then.
How many days is one in your language?
It is
50 at max.
Isn't it 40 or 50?
here.
I
I have
think it's
the
40.
I have the training thing right here.
Is it like 10
Uh,
work weeks and 5 days a week?
Spend time. You must find an instructor. Oh no, that's the old training rules. This one is proficiency language, proficiency or tool. 10 work weeks reduced by 1 week per intelligence modifier.
So 10 weeks for me. Got it.
Yes, 50 days might be easier.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, the day would, or at least the 8 hours would pass. Now, did anyone want to do anything else today, or are we continuing to pass time?
For the rest of the day, LJ's with Anvir.
Could I, like, could I like ask around and see if like there's anyone like the Abra Estate or the market that's like versed in alchemist supplies?
So you are currently wanted on the in the city proper. Is there?
Looking for training?
Yeah, because I've already got like 14 days into that.
Well, right now Nasira is doing the magic item thing. So for this week, like I'll keep doing that. But like for future reference, remind me. And Nasira is an alchemist, so she could continue your training.
You are?
Yes.
Is this the first time this came up?
No, it's not.
All right. Well, how would you find a trainer without, or would you risk going to the city proper and just risk getting like seen, or do you have a way of being incognitus?
To be fair, Nasira just said she's sufficient.
Yeah, but Nasira probably has her own thing she wants to do.
Yeah, but for this week, I've already paid for and started a project. So, but for future weeks, absolutely, I'll do that with Eldwin for future downtime days. Lou, would any one of Kyber's people have that kind of knowledge?
You want to ask Kyber? So let's see. Give me a persuasion.
Oh, this will be great.
DC 10.
This is gonna be. Oh boy, this is gonna have a -3 to it. That's great.
-2.
No, I have a -1 already.
Oh.
So Kyber says I can probably put you in contact with someone. If you'd be willing to give me a finder's fee of, say, 50 gold pieces. He says you'd have to pay them for their services, but yeah, I could save you the danger of having to go into the city and just have someone brought down that's interested in teaching. I think I know a few people who might be willing.
Yeah, I think I can do that.
All right. So this is at the end of the day. He says you give him the 50.
Yeah, I give him 50.
All right. So he says I'll have someone here for you tomorrow morning.
I might start scribing a revivify spell.
Not a bad call.
Yeah, not
Would
back home.
Eldwin have had that exchange like earlier in the week, or would he have waited to the third day?
He
I've
just
been-
thought of it, so
Okay.
yeah.
And
It's,
I've been scribing stuff before this.
Oh, okay.
I think the only one who hasn't been doing stuff is Anvir.
I wasn't really sure what to do, and I was also doing some like religious components conversion and stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think you just converted a bunch with a really good roll.
Yeah.
All right, so you know
One not
the
so good one.
rules for spell scribing, right?
Yeah. That's why I was taking so long. I was looking up the rules to double check the like length and stuff like that. So I have the components, but I think I'd rather not use the components I have right now if we can buy stuff at the moment. Because I still need the components to make the scroll, right?
Yes. Well, you need to have you either need, well, you don't have access to the city, so at this point you would have to have religious components because you don't have access to the city. Because if you had access to the city, you could just spend gold pieces because it would be considered like just buying what you need.
DM, I also sent you a DM.
You sent me a DM.
Yeah. That was just for my own personal thing.
Well, you can't use that to change items. That's once you have the item, it's there. There's no changing items
Okay.
around.
Can I change around my time then?
What do you mean?
Change my wanting null to a magic item. Try to get that magic item.
I'm not sure I understand your question.
Can I change around my downtime to trying to get that magic item?
No, you can't change your downtime. You have to
Okay.
start a project if you want to look for magical items in the market.
Yeah, then I'll start a new one. Or
All right, so you're doing that tomorrow since they already
Yeah.
passed. All right, so yeah, it's what is it? So I don't think what item are you looking for? Well,
Spirit of
you
Health.
can't look for specific items. You can just look and see what's in the market. It's always random.
I do that then.
So it's
And
fairly
Bill and I are doing the same project, so hopefully it'll give us a few options that might help some of the
Yeah.
party.
yeah. I mean, looking for magical items in the marketplace, it's pretty unlikely that you'll get the one you're looking for. You'll just get like random possibilities.
Well,
You'll
So
just
it's-
find rusty little decanters in a pile of junk, like Eldrin did.
Yeah, if you're looking to get a certain item, the best thing to do is try to get someone to craft it for you. Because then you just need the recipe, which you can get through lore, and you need a whole bunch of components and essence.
yeah,
but-
yeah. Better to just try for wish list.
Yeah, or wish list. All right, so
Sorry, Lou, what were you saying I was going to need components for the scroll?
you would need religious components to scribe the scroll. Or sorry, religious components like certain maho, basically the same as gold piece value.
Okay, where's the rules for that? Because I was looking through your house rules and I couldn't see anything for the crafting as well.
It's just you can replace gold piece value with maho. I think it's under just the crafting section. But yeah, it's so like if you're in the city, you can generally use like gold pieces to just buy the stuff you need. But since you guys are kind of fugitives right now, you would have to use religious components to make the inks you need for the scrolls. If that makes sense. So like, how much do you need for the scroll you're making?
500.
So yeah, you just need 500 worth of religious components.
Okay. And I couldn't get any of the stuff from the pit market.
Oh, it's true. You have access to the pit market. Sure. We'll say that the pit market is supplying you because they have their black market contacts.
Yeah.
So if you want to use gold, that's fine. You can use gold.
Yeah. The only thing I also need to do is because you also need the material components to make the scroll, right? So like of the spell, I mean.
Yes. So when you make the scroll, you have to expend whatever material components you need for it, or you have to have like whatever material component you need for it.
I just wanted to clarify that. So I'm gonna have to spend 800 total because I need the 300 diamond as well.
Yeah. Right. So you're working on that tomorrow, but is anything else happening today? Because I'm gonna just pass this day if no one is doing anything. At the end, yeah.
Sorry, I was just you're waiting a day, but looks it.
So at the end of the day, go ahead and spend your lifestyle. Or wait, I guess is he letting you stay at the guild for free? I think he was.
That was the reason I gave him such juicy information.
Yeah, so at least for now, go ahead.
This is Revan's Pass.
Yes.
I thought we paid to stay here last week.
All right. Well, I'll just say. Let's see. I'll just say it's comfortable accommodations here, so 2 gold piece a night for everyone. So go ahead and pay your 2 gold for your down or for your lifestyle stuff.
I've been paying wealthy, so I thought we could do both.
Oh,
Here.
wealthy.
But that was the top. There was no aristocratic.
Yeah. Okay. No, I think you're right. I just forgot. So yeah, you can spend up to wealthy. It's up to you. But yeah, pay whatever lifestyle you want to do. The evening would pass. It is now the 67th of spring at 8 a.m. Attempting to pass another day.
I just want to quickly confirm that everyone's all right with me taking about 800 gold out of the treasury.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Okay, cool.
I think it's yeah. I mean, it's definitely yours more than mine.
Based on my previous experience in using that sheet, it's probably better that someone else takes it out.
Say less. 800 religious components.
Gold.
Oh, just gold. Cool.
All the religious components belong to me.
All right, so you're taking out the gold to go buy the
Dime, the stuff
components you
the
need.
scroll and this. Yeah.
During the day, it's about halfway through the day, maybe about like 12 or 1 o'clock, when Atala would come to you, Nasira. She'd give you a smile and say, "Hey, beautiful, how you doing?"
It's been a good day. How about you?
She says, "Pretty good. I have some juicy news for you. Apparently, someone is looking for your group. Do you know... Hang on. Do you know someone by the name of Calavar?"
Isn't that the dragon?
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I wasn't sure if I remember.
Alatha?
So yeah,
Calabar.
No,
that
Calabar.
was-
yes,
We let him
he
go.
is an ally.
Ah,
Interesting.
that's
he
not the
found that.
dragon. If you're talking about the dragon's name is they're kind of similar, so it's understandable.
Calabar.
Yeah,
Oh,
It's new-
There's Calathar. Yeah, this is Calavar.
Okay, then do I know that name?
We met him last.
Yeah, Doodles knows it
Oh,
or
okay.
remembers.
Would I know it?
Uh,
Would Nasira know it?
uh,
He gave
that
us info.
happened a couple of days ago. All right, sure. That was the vampire you let go that gave you information.
Oh.
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 I would
The
say
noble one
we know of him, yes.
as well.
However, I would not want him to know our location.
He has been putting out feelers to try to find the group. I don't know why, but yeah, he's looking for you.
Could we perhaps arrange a meeting in a neutral location? Would you know whom we might go through for such a arrangement?
She says, yeah, you're talking to her. I can set something up.
I would be interested to know. As you know, we need allies, and he rather owes us a favor. Perhaps he feels indebted.
She
Or could help
says,
us in some small way.
well, I don't know. If he was a former enemy, I'd be cautious, but you know your business. Do you
That's
want me
why I would
to...
not want to meet here or give away any of our doings or locations.
She nods and says, well, where do you want me to set the meeting for, if not in the market?
Well, let me check with the others and confirm their thought. Thank you. Thank you for this
Says,
information.
yeah, it's one thing, though. I think he's on a bit of a time crunch, so you might have to let me know soon, or he might disappear.
Okay.
All right.
I will find the others immediately. And where will you be?
So I'll be around the market, in the usual places. I don't have work today.
So I would go find. We might be spread out a little bit, but if like some of us are kind of in the same place, like I know Leo has been. You said Leo was following Anvir and Anvir
at the
is working on. I don't know. So like some of us might kind of be together working on our projects or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
OJ's
Anvir's probably making the inks right now and getting ready to... How long does your scroll take to scribe?
It's a full week for the.
Okay.
for,
So, yeah.
level.
He's probably like assembling all the ingredients and getting ready to make the inks and enchant the paper and all that. And yeah, everyone's kind of doing their own thing. But I think everyone is still within the pit market, right? No one left.
Yeah.
Like
I'd probably be
Eldwin,
there.
Eldwin has his tutor now, so he's
All right.
meeting
I
with the
would
guy.
I would find, I guess, Eldwin first.
Okay.
And pull him aside and just give him exactly what I heard. Like, I don't know what he wants, but do we want to find out in case it's lucrative? Not.
Oh yeah,
not
Eldwin was dead during that.
What's that?
I just
Yeah.
remembered Eldwin was dead during that. You
Yeah.
didn't even know about him.
Well, he met him before when you first came into Pit Market. He was the
True,
guy who
true.
attacked everyone and then ran
Nearly
away.
killed me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you assemble. I'll just say you assemble the group. We don't have to
Okay.
make it a big deal. So what are you guys saying, or what are you saying to them?
What I just said, like I would tell them that about the offer and that it might be beneficial to see why he's seeking us, maybe.
I think that's wise.
But we
That's
should
very
be cautious, yeah.
I'm just gonna say this: if we keep letting this single vampire go, eventually my instincts are gonna take over. I do not like vampires.
No one does.
professional did, but
He gives a Henri kind of like side glances at Nasira.
So there's at least one person here that's okay with them.
Well, we were running with a vampire for a bit there.
yep.
That's Mill.
And I was so conflicted in every moment.
All
Foley
right,
would say, and someone has a vampire girlfriend. Side eyes Nasira.
Nasira waggles her eyebrows. Oh wait, you can't. Yeah, you can see her eyebrows. Okay.
Also,
um.
oh, don't forget the other person looking at Doodle.
Oh yeah. Well, is she a vampire though? We never really heard if the daughter is a vampire.
Yeah, she
That's
is.
true, actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
Okay.
They're pretty much everyone in the immediate family is vampire or vampires.
had
Anyway,
assumed.
where would we want to arrange a meet? And would we want to go entirely as a group or send particular envoys?
I think we should not split the party.
Well,
Um,
there is
Holy-
a thing I could do.
Foley would say, I think they have meeting spots. Like if you just tell Atala to arrange a meeting, she could get you a place that's secluded.
Okay.
Sounds great.
All right. I just wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page before I proceeded. I'll go back to Atala and tell her to set it up.
All right, so she'll set you up a meeting.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So she'll set you up a meeting under the Deep Crossing Bridge, like kind of near that vast pit under the bridge for tomorrow tomorrow evening. So we'll say that's set up.
Okay.
Maybe we don't have to roleplay it unless you want to.
Did we want to go meet that lady today, Eldrin?
If we have time, that'd probably be a good time after my lessons.
Yes. I think we bring one of the good talkers with us, though.
All right. So the rest of the day will pass uneventfully. It is now the evening of the 67th of spring, 5 p.m. Did you say you wanted to do something today?
Yeah, we want to go talk to that. Hold on, I can't remember her name. Acela.
And
Is it
that
Acela or Acela?
you talking? It's Acela Vitae is her
Yeah,
name.
that one.
So you're gonna go to her mansion in the nice part of town.
Yes, I imagine we're going to need
Well,
disguises.
actually, it's not a mansion, but it's a nice house. Okay. So is this the whole group going? Or is it just two of you?
Look, I would let the group know, and that we would probably want somebody good at talking with us. And then I would just let anyone who wants to come.
Cool. I'm down to go with you all.
Yeah. Do either of you two want to come as well?
Yeah, well, I'll come.
Let's go then.
All
Where
right.
are you coming?
So you use
What?
the tunnels to get to Finnegan's Flint. And how are you going to traverse the streets?
I think Doodle was saying he had a thing he could do to disguise the party.
That was actually Kudo.
Oh, bugger.
Oh, but nice.
All right, Kudo had seeming.
Yeah.
Wah wah wah.
Oh, that was the plan, wasn't it?
Yep.
But we do we have disguises or clothes, or am I thinking of something else?
I think last time you made everyone invisible.
Except for Doodle, who was just talking and bull crapping.
Yeah.
Cool. Do we want to do that again? That's Eldwin, could you help me?
Yeah, I could.
Alright.
Do you want all three of us invisible or just.
Well, there are 5 of you.
Oh, right.
Well, did Nasira come? She never actually said.
I thought she did. Did you go with them, Nasira, or are you staying behind? Or did you mute yourself? Did you step away? She's muted, so she may have stepped away for a moment.
We can just say she's coming until proven otherwise.
Yeah. So
I can
Eldwin,
spend I can spend a fourth.
get 3 of us. You want to get 3 and I'll get 2?
Uh, yeah, I'll get 3 of us because it's easier for me to get the spell back.
Cool.
Alright, so you use invisibility to quickly and quietly move through the city. An hour is a good amount of time, easily getting you to Acella's house, which is just at the top here.
If it matters, I'll have used it on me, Sierra, and Anvir.
Okay.
Cool. LJ, looks like you're with me.
Got it.
Oops. All right. So you are still invisible approaching Acella's house. What do you want to do? You have about 10 minutes of invisibility left.
Is there anyone not invisible?
I think you're all invisible right now.
Okay. If a bunch of invisible people just knock on our door, that definitely looks weird. A couple of us might need to become visible.
Cool. You want me to drop it, or it was Nasira who was summoned, or the
No.
party?
No one was summoned.
Um,
You guys just came here because you wanted to talk to her.
I'm pretty sure we would have had this conversation before. LJ still has the town guard pass, so he can drop it, and then if need to, he can act as the guard.
Cool. So then it sounds like Doodles and LJ are dropping invisibility.
I don't
we
think
saw
we
it
need
then.
to pretend to be a guard. We're trying
No,
to talk.
but if it does need to be the case,
But Andrea and Eldwin, you were the ones who wanted to come up here, right? I
Yes.
think you should
Sorry.
do introductions.
Yes, but you're so much more charismatic than us.
Oh, just get us in the door.
I think
can
you'll
get
be
us
better
in
at
the
that. Yeah,
door.
sure. I think. Well, yeah, I think
Cool.
Doodles you had casted invisibility on just you and LJ anyway, so you two may as well just.
yeah.
Cool.
People on scene.
Quick question: what are we doing here?
We had heard that
I
she
feel like
might be
Doodles
able
is just
to.
always high. He always forgets what's going on.
I
I
mean, I
paid
thought we're
for
coming out-
information at the Thieves Guild, trying to figure out why that essence off that vampire warlock was so weird. They said they had no goddamn clue,
Cool.
but she
Alright,
would be
so
our best bet at
what we're
figuring it out.
doing here is trying to figure out what this essence is.
Yes. Also,
Cool. Sounds
she
great.
just
Then,
she also
I'll
just
drop-
keeps showing up, so general interest in
I'll
her.
drop invisibility on LJ and I and knock on the door.
Yep.
All right,
Oh,
so 3 of you are visible right now.
Invisible, yeah.
Just LJ and me are visible. Nasira, Eldwin, and Anvi are invisible.
All right, so a moment later, a beautiful woman answers the door. She has a lovely dress on, a bunch of jewelry, and looks, well, some of you have seen her before. She probably stands at about 5'6". She has a couple of tattoos on her neck and arms, blue eyes, pink hair. She kind of puts her hand on her hip and looks down and says, Doodles, to what do I owe this pleasure?
She knows you.
She knows you?
And she
I,
gives you a half smile.
I was just coming by to say hi and also had a few questions that I was hoping you might be able to help us with. I know you're quite bright with the arcane skills.
I am. You have questions on magic. Interesting.
Yes.
I don't know many bartenders with interest in the arcane.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I will try to be of service. What is it that you wish to know?
Do you mind if we step in? And I have a few friends with me, if you don't mind.
She says, "You talking about the visible or invisible ones?"
I was gonna ask, do I get the feeling she can see us? Because I just had that
All of
feeling
them.
immediately.
Same. I was like, there's no way she doesn't know.
I just give her a gentle wave while invisible still.
She
all of us.
smiles.
Both, actually. Do you mind if we do step in?
She says, "I suppose, just,
We'll be quick and won't disturb anything. But it's great to see you again.
She says, actually, I don't think well, I guess I saw you all at the party, but I don't know if we've ever formally met. I know that you have worked at the Finnegan's Flint,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think we kind of run in different circles.
Yes.
But yes, I suppose you should come in. She kind of
Thank you.
motions for you all to enter.
Thank
Once we're
you.
all inside, I would kind of look at Eldwin and just say, Eldwin, do you mind?
Like, yeah, as soon as we were in, I dropped
You
the
look at
spell.
him? You're
All right.
invisible, aren't you?
So there is a whoosh as you are all revealed. She says, to what do I owe this pleasure? You said you had some sort of arcane questions for
Yeah.
me.
I'm assuming LJ still has the bag.
I would probably be in the background being like, mainly me had a question.
Yes, I have the item. He has the question. As I give it to Enver.
I'm fairly familiar with most types of essences, but this one was weird, and your name came up as somebody who might know why.
I don't know why they'd think a simple performer would know so much about magic, but maybe I can help you.
A simple performer just says I'm a simple bartender.
Oh, a simple performer doesn't see invisible people.
He says, oh, that's quite the assumption. Maybe I'm a simple performer who just happens to know how to see invisible people.
Who also lights up like a Christmas tree if someone casts Detect Magic.
Yes.
She says, well, a girl has to have her secrets. But let me see this thing that you don't know what it does.
I'd pass her the weird essence.
So she kind of like looks at the bottle, kind of like shakes it around a bit. She says, vampire?
Vampire.
A strange kind, yes.
Well, I could see why you didn't know what it did. Energies on this are very strange. Give me a moment. And she gives you back the essence and says, wait here if you don't mind. And she goes upstairs through a doorway, closing it. Do you want to do anything? Or do you want to just wait the moment?
I'm just kind of looking around.
So this is a pretty nice house. You would see, you have history, right?
Yes.
So there's a couple of really nice paintings that you would assess as being quite valuable. There is a nice looking tapestry. There is a fire burning in the hearth. Just a nice little cozy place, like nice. Huh?
Any books?
You don't see any bookshelves in this area, but on one of the tables next to a padded chair, a book is sitting on kind of like the end table there.
I
I'm gonna
will take a look at the book.
So you kind of walk over and peek at it.
Just kind of like open the cover and read the title page or something.
So the book is a collection of looks like, what is it? Revan's Past Dialectics. Talks about different I think that's the right word, like different speech patterns and
Okay, yeah. Okay.
like accents, stuff like that.
Okay.
For the fun of it, I'm going to cast See Invisibility.
Okay.
I was actually gonna cast Detect Magic.
You don't see anything invisible in the area.
Well, I've got that for the next hour.
Except his comrades.
Well, no, I think they dropped it, right?
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
drop
we
it?
dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, we dropped it to talk to her.
Because she saw them when
Yeah,
they
but we have
came in
to-
anyway.
We have to leave. We have to go back across the city.
We also only had like 10 minutes left.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
almost a 50-minute walk to get here. So you said you're casting Detect Magic?
Yeah.
So you would see a couple of auras in here. There is one up on the kind of up on one of the torch brackets. There's one on the door. There's one on the upstairs door she just went through. There's one on the fireplace. And you would see one coming from underneath the floor, it seems like. Like under the rug. It's
Oh,
kind of weird.
someone's gonna
I'll
die.
I'll like try and like I'll first look to see if there's any sign of her like coming back.
Not yet. I mean, she's been gone for like 2 minutes.
Alright. That I'll like start like picking up like the corner of the rug, seeing if there's like a hatch or something underneath it.
Give me
Before,
a... Yeah.
Before he does that, I just say, "Are you sure she's not watching us?"
Like
Absolutely not. I'm not sure.
like
I'm talking
I'm
to
fairly
two other
sure.
spellcasters.
We are guests in her house, right?
Yes, to be fair, Edwin, that is kind of rude.
Like-
Yeah.
look, when something is lighting up underneath my feet, I want to know what it is.
Well, if you want to kind of lift up the rug and look around, you could give me an investigation. You might find something. So you think that there is a tile on the floor that has a hollowness to it, and you might be able to push it in to open it. But
I
you're
will
pretty
leave
sure that's where the aura is coming from, on the other side of the tile.
I'll leave that alone for now.
Yeah. May I assert that this may be an ally, and we already know that she has magical capabilities and items that we may not be aware of. Let us not test our limits.
Poke the bear.
Like,
Opening the cover of a book is one thing. Opening a secret hatch that we probably weren't meant to see is another.
oh no, you're absolutely right, but at the same time, when you're dealing with magical people, the more you know, the better.
True, but we've had some trouble acquiring allies, and our restraint may be appreciated.
So just to let you know, the auras that you would have seen on the two doors are both abjuration. The fireplace is illusion, because you would just see these auras; they're not hidden. And what was the other one? Oh well, you couldn't see the one on the floor. I think that was it. Was there another magic thing? Oh right, the light, the torch bracket is evocation,
I put
which is a little strange.
Yeah, evocation. That is strange.
Oh
I
yeah,
put
not
my hand close to
conjuration.
the fireplace flames. Is there heat?
There is heat. The fireplace does seem hot.
Nice. Okay.
Give me a perception, active perception, DC 20.
Everyone.
Could I do-
You that you looked in the fireplace.
I cannot see shit.
That would just be Nasira, because it would. Okay. So yeah, no, it doesn't seem like there's anything out of place. The fireplace does look normal to you. The flames are giving off
Yeah,
heat.
Elvin,
And
are you sure this is magic? It feels real.
Like
Yeah, no.
I'm
I'm
certain it's
serious.
like I'm certain it's magic. Might have something. Maybe it's got something to do with the tile I found, but
All right. Do you want to do anything else, or you want to just wait for her?
there's and you said there were no other books, right? Just that one.
Yeah, just the one that's sitting on the end table next to the padded seat.
I'm good then.
All right. So about 10 minutes
And
pass.
there's no magic aura on that book, right?
No, the book isn't
Okay.
magical.
Just want to make sure that we're not like missing out on reading her journal or something, you know.
No.
Just
So
remember, you have blind sight, don't you, Nasib?
I do.
Does
I
she?
have blind sight. Yeah.
oh,
I
if
don't
Yeah,
know
the
if that's
dagger.
gonna help me determine the nature of these magic effects.
what does blind sight do again? Just out of curiosity. Can you link it?
Oh, let me find it.
Something.
See through illusions.
Does it let you see
Uh,
through illusions?
I don't
You
think
can.
so. No, I think you're
Yeah.
thinking of
No.
True Sight.
Yeah,
I know
True
True
Sight
Sight does, but what does blind
Blind
sight?
Sight-
Blind sight
Give
is
you
just
exactly.
like I don't need light or darkness to
Yeah,
see.
blind sight is you can see through everything that isn't in behind total.
All right. Well,
But
let
you can also tell if
Hang
hang on, guys.
something's
Let
there.
her answer it.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up the exact definition, but I think it's nothing to do with detecting any kind of magic or any special abilities. It's just I don't need light or my eyes to be open to know what's around me physically. Is my understanding. Let me see what it actually says. Though.
Yeah, I'm just curious if you can detect objects with blind sight or just creatures.
I just found the thing if you want me to paste it.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
The way I interpret it is it doesn't need sight to know what's around it.
Okay, so it wouldn't necessarily let you see through illusions or anything.
Yeah, I don't think I wouldn't.
A lot
expect
of
it to.
I think it usually will say in the spell, like, if a creature does not rely on sight, then it doesn't affect it, or something like that.
Yeah. Alright, well, anyway. So about 10 minutes would pass when she comes back and says, sorry, it took me a while to find what I was looking for. And she would hand you a weird, old-looking ritual book. She says, this, isn't exactly meant for what you have, but the rituals in here might be useful to you. So what's this information worth to you anyway?
Ooh.
I don't suppose eternal gratitude is valuable to you.
Give me a persuasion.
You know. Dear
She
God.
says, well, gratitude can be valuable, though I generally like favors more. You want to owe me a favor?
I'll owe you a favor.
What sort of favor are we talking about here?
She
LJ
says,
just went straight for it.
LJ's like, what kind of favor you looking for? I waggle.
if I need something, I'll call upon you for a favor.
LJ puts out
how
his
much-
hand for a handshake.
Hold on, you don't talk first.
Wow.
We have no
Well,
idea
It's for the
what
whole
this
group,
thing
she
feels
says.
in. We
I
have no
mean-
idea what this thing feels in, and LJ's like, yep,
From what I've heard, you're all a pretty accomplished mercenary group, so you could probably get things done that most couldn't. This is why I'm interested in this favor. She says, and I do expect the book back, but I think it could help you create something useful out of this essence.
Well, thank you.
Group battle.
Friends.
Rebuttal. Rebuttal.
I mean,
Give
it
us one
seems like
moment,
our mutton chopped elf friend here is all about being indebted to you.
Oh, it would be more than just him, it would be your whole group.
To be fair, we already have major problems. What's another one?
She says, though, if you would like, I could just take coin. I mean, I don't really need...
How much are we looking at there?
She says, well...
We didn't put up our telepathic communication before this, did we?
She
No,
says,
it'd be gone by now, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with owing favors, but could we have the power to veto should the favors conflict with our
I mean-
own?
She says, "Well, what's the
You
fun of
agree?
favors if you can say no to them?" Kind of goes against the whole point of it, doesn't it? Ah,
But the gold price? I'm
Let's
curious.
start discussing gold. Yes.
she
What if
says,
you ask us to do one of three
Nasira-
things, and we
Nasira?
can veto one of them?
Nasira, let's figure out one thing at a time, please.
she says, "Well, let's see. Gold is so boring. I was really hoping you'd owe me a favor. I don't know. Say 2,000 gold pieces."
How the
Now I
what
kind of wonder where we're a favor
Like-
for the fun of it.
Yeah,
What kind of,
Let's
think
do
a
it then.
favor
Let's
is-
do it.
Yeah, I think a
No, no,
favor
no,
is a good thing.
I like
Oh,
how you
so
already
actually have-
started 180 when you heard the price tag.
Yes.
Eldwin, what were you saying?
like
I think people were talking over.
what kind of favors would a simple performer need anyway?
She says, "Oh, I think we're past that by now. I think you know very well I'm not a simple performer. I was being cheeky when we first met."
No, it's a good cover, I do admit.
She says, "I know a good amount about your group, and I'm sure you know some of the things about me. You know I have strange books that have rituals on crafting vampire objects. Wonder what else you know about me." She kind of gives you a curious look.
Yeah, so
I think
favor?
a favor is fair.
Yeah, yeah.
Or do we
favors
want to
is
give this
good.
book back?
No, I kind of really want this book.
Yeah,
Cool.
no, I
Then,
think a favor is pretty good.
The curiosity
the only
will kill
reason
me.
I gave a caveat or suggested a caveat is because certain members of our company have the burden of some conscience. She kind of glances over at Onvir.
I was about to say I just wave.
So there is a possibility that we don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
you. You must understand, we don't know you well. So certain requests might be a challenge for us to do as a group in a cooperative way, you see.
How about, I think this might be the best word to word it. Can you agree that your favor will at least morally align with us?
Most
Yeah,
likely.
I'll take that.
If you wish to know more about me, just ask. I'm an open book.
Nice. Well,
All
I'm not gonna
right.
lie, part of why we
Person
did
you
come here was
killed.
because we were very interested.
Sorry.
Jesus,
Right,
that's a
just
hard
go
hitting
straight-
question straight away.
Wait, Eldwin, what are you saying?
What?
I was like,
Eldwin was talking.
it's like, all right, if you're an open book, then what were you doing at the Opera Estate?
I was invited. Lord Opera wished to speak with me about some important issues after his little party. She says, "I tend to have information that a lot of the families need. Kind of goes back to what I used to do for a living. And I sort of still
Oh.
do for a living. I'm technically retired," she says. "I don't really need much in the way of gold anymore, so I've just been laying low for the time being. And my expertise comes in handy to the noble houses."
And what was your former occupation?
And she says, "I was a purveyor of rare knowledge."
I have a suspicion.
So you're an archaeologist?
No, she was a nerd.
I think I knew what she was.
"Oh, what am I then?" She looks at
only a guess.
Anvir.
But I
Curiously.
I've recently met somebody whose whole thing is information, and I'm just wondering if it's potentially the same group.
She says, "Potentially."
The bloody something network. I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
The DFN? Deep Frost Network?
DFN.
TFN.
Frost Network. That's what it was.
DFN.
Or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, Defrost Network.
DFN.
She says,
Deep
I
Frost?
am familiar with them, yes.
But have you worked for them?
Oh, what do you know about them? Because yeah.
She says, well, they are quite powerful. They're spread out among most of the larger empires with cells in places of power, keeping an eye on many of the people in charge of the different kingdoms.
If you were approached by members of this network and asked to work with them, would you consider it a smart decision to do so, or
Give me a persuasion check.
Honestly, very good question.
this is not gonna last, guys. I'm gonna this is not gonna last.
So she kind of like watches you for a moment as if assessing something. She says, perhaps if a strange drow riding a worm found my ship, how would I react to that? And that gives you like a half smile.
Ooh.
I'll turn to the others and I'll be like, I like this one.
She
Now
says,
that's an interesting bit of knowledge you have there.
I would always be cautious when dealing with those I don't know, but I'm nothing if not diplomatic.
Of
Did you
course.
say perception or persuasion?
Did I do the wrong one?
Oh, it was persuasion.
I'm sorry. Damn it.
You did roll a persuasion first, or was that from an old one?
Well, that was.
I mean,
the
it's
old one.
it's like similar because it's 6 versus 7, so it's fine. We'll just say you got a 24.
Okay.
So she says, "Yeah, I know a lot of things about you and about a lot of what's going on in the city."
Do you know our purpose here?
She says, "I have an idea.
Do you
I know. She says, I know that you have been betrayed by Voldy's sister, and that you're currently in hiding because of it. I assume because she wanted to kill Voldy, and you refused to do so. I don't know that for certain. That's just my guess. Because she's been looking for someone to do that for a while, and you kind of fit the bill of outsiders who would regard.
Like she's not as subtle as she might believe she is.
She says she's as subtle as a earthquake spell in a dark in a open cave.
Oh, I've been there.
I love it. But you are not then aware of our actual reason for seeking allies, for coming to Revan's Pass and having that audience with her, with Lady What's Her Face.
She says you're a bit of a curiosity as an outside faction, but no, I haven't really spent much time looking into you. I've just kind of been watching the goings on. I was curious if you turn up at my door. You've certainly been giving me looks on the street. I assume because
You're
of
an
the.
interesting person.
Oh, I assume it's because of some of the items I wear.
That's what first got us, yes.
Definitely what Eldwin observed first.
She says,
I think it was like our first day in the city.
Were you able to assess my defenses while I left to get this book? I assume you were looking at my room while I was gone.
We were quite respectful, I assure you. Our gaze wandered, of course, but...
Says, well...
You've got some neat enchantments, though.
She says, you didn't turn any of them off or open anything, so I do appreciate that. But,
Like, no, I always find it having to re-up enchantments to be annoying. Why make you have to do it for yours?
it certainly can be.
So do I gather that you might be interested in partnerships or exchanges of favors in interest of being amused? You mentioned that we seem interesting to you. Are you looking for? Are you bored? Is that what makes us interesting, or for other reasons?
She says, "Well, your curiosity. I mean, most of the time I'm bored these days in retirement, but it's also a lot safer than what I used to do, especially at this point with all the enemies I've amassed. It's unlikely anyone will expect me to be hiding out in a place like this."
Is she an elf?
She looks human to you. She looks like a young woman in her early 20s.
I mean, like the picture, she looks like she's 16, and then she says she's retired. So I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it
But then I
does
thought maybe
seem
she's not human.
it does seem a little strange. But no, she doesn't look
first,
elven.
Does when Eldwin's looking at her, is it just like her entire body is glowing?
Right now she has a glowing. Oh wait, I don't know. Is Eldwin asking me this, or are you asking me?
That's a fair question. I was just
Yeah.
curious.
I
Okay.
mean, if I still have detect magic, then I would know like. Then yeah, I'd be noting what she had on her.
Yeah.
All right, so it probably wore off a little while after she came back. You would know her. She would have 2 glowing rings, glowing necklace, glowing boots, and a glowing cloak with the hood down at the moment, whatever it is.
Yeah, that is a full adventurer's loadout.
But yeah, you are very curious as to how this like 20-year-old girl who like looks like she could be a teenager is retired and possibly a spy of some kind.
Ooh, I'm just quietly next to Eldwin. Should we maybe inquire about that name?
It's like, does the it's like does the name Dusk mean anything to you?
She says, "You've been asking me a lot of questions. I'm just curious, am I getting this favor or not?"
I
Yes.
think we've more or
I'd say
less
you-
agreed to it at
Yeah,
this point.
Yes.
I'd say
Yes.
you've more
Yes,
than
let
earned
this
it.
be the start of a great friendship.
She-
You know,
She answered yes to it should be more or less morally aligned to us. So honestly, that's the best assurance I've gotten since I've started adventuring. So
She says, "Well, let's be fair. I will ask a question, and then you can ask another question, since we're having fun learning about each other." She
I
says,
love this game.
"My first question is for Doodles."
oh no.
She
Oh, no.
says,
I have a question for you too, but
"Well, you
talk
guys
about
just
it later.
asked me a question.
I
You
know.
wait. You just
I
wait
know.
your turn, little
I will.
halfling."
I will.
But my question to you is, I want you to tell me about this steamy love affair you've been having.
Oh,
Bored, guys. She's bored.
you know, that kind of lays into what I was hoping to ask you with Rebecca.
She says, "Well, you have to
All
answer my question first. Then maybe I'll let your group ask me another question."
Did you ask me
Well,
a
I
question,
wish
or
I-
did you just ask me to tell you about the love affair? But yeah, Rebecca and I met.
She
Some time
says,
ago.
"Oh, so it was a love affair. All right.
Uh,
I assumed
You
as
know,
much."
I love it.
yeah, it's rather unfortunate that Lord Abra caught on to what was happening and locked Rebecca away.
As well, I mean, it was his daughter. He must have expected that there could be trouble.
With me?
Well,
you know,
with having an affair with someone of such high stature. I mean,
and me as just a lowly wine cook, bartender, server. That's what happened there.
You're not just a lowly line cook. You're a sous chef at least.
all right. So are you going to give her some of the details of the sordid affair?
Yeah.
Give me a
I'll tell her
performance
all about it.
or persuasion.
Oh, I can sing a song about it? I'm totally gonna sing a
Oh my
love song.
Heck yeah.
Oh no.
Dee-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. How's that song go?
Tell me about your love affair. Well, you see.
Don't make me pull out my saxophone. I will do
Yeah,
it.
exactly. That's what I'm thinking, like that. I forget the name of that song that everyone plays.
Careless Whisper.
Yeah, who's the guy? Like, anyway. Alright, so you tell her about it. She is very happy with these details, and she says, that was very good. Thank you for that. Alright, now you can ask me a question.
Do any of you want to go first?
Well, how about the question Eldwin asked?
Oh, what was that?
Uh,
The
the name Duskman, anything to her?
Oh, yes, Dusk. That's from your backstory, right?
Yeah.
She
No.
says, well, do you have information on that? Like, as a story for your background? So I don't remember the details, or was I making that stuff up?
I think I was leaving a lot of it to you because I don't like. I made it so that it was pretty open ended.
And remind me what is known about Dusk.
Leader of a group of basically like assassins or like sent to take out like they're bought from powerful people to take out parties that are too powerful to deal with by normal means.
fighter that fights the fighter.
Exactly.
So, like assassins of adventurers.
Yeah.
And your mother warns you about these people?
Yep.
All right. So he says Dusk. Is that a group name? There's a couple of different Dusks. It's a very edgy name. So several groups use it. Like Dusk's Melody, the Dusk of the Night Weather. Like what are we talking about here?
Like apparently Dusk is the name of the leader of this like party killing group.
She kind of looks at you curiously and says, "Where did you hear this name, Dusk?"
Let's just say through a very recent harrowing encounter.
Well, that's not vague. Well, so
Well, it's about as vague as the actual answer.
she says, "Can you give me any details about? You say these Dusk. You heard about this in some conversation."
From one of their victims.
Oh, so like speak with dead?
Sure.
Hmm. She says,
More like dead speak with dead, but you know.
What do you know about the victim? I have my I have some curiosities now. Like, who was this victim?
She was a great fighter. Like her group was very strong. She used to wield this blade, and
She's like, that's like,
he slightly unsheathed his rapier.
it's like 20 questions with you, and then she goes quiet. She sees the blade. She says, "Oh." And smile curls on her face. She says, "This woman was an adventurer, wasn't she?"
She was.
Oh, you're speaking of the specialist killers, the assassins of the of people like us. That Dusk. Oh, okay. And what's the significance of this woman to you? And why do you have a blade like the one she carried? She says, "I know who you're talking about if you want to just tell me her name. But we can keep up the charade if it makes you feel more comfortable."
Is this your question, or?
She says, "I'm trying to answer your question."
Fair enough.
I think at this point, you're just discussing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was seeing if
She
she was
says,
trying to.
"The more information you give me, the more I can tell you." She says, "But
Like-
yeah, I guess if you really don't want to tell me your relation to the woman, then you don't have to. But yes, the people you're talking about are assassins of people with specialties like ours. Rarely seen. I don't think they've been in this city since they were hunting the woman you were talking about. I don't think they're here anymore.
So they were hunting. So they came here when they were hunting my mother.
They did.
Ooh.
She says, "How much do you know about your mother?"
Oh, dump.
I would like. Well, like I don't like. I only know some stories about her adventures, but
She says, "Well, I can maybe give you one more piece of information about Dusk. They rarely hunt unless they have a very good reason to. But yes, I actually know quite a bit about your mother and what happened to her. All right, now it's my turn."
wait.
And she kind of scans the group. She says, "Nasira,
Oh.
Has she gone AFK?
I
No,
think she has.
Okay, cool.
she says, how serious is it between you and that vampire woman?"
Oh god, I love her.
She's just asking saucy questions.
Girl's just bored.
She just wants tabloids.
Yeah, she's writing some romance novels.
Girl just
Who
wants
are
to
these evil people? Who wants to kill us? Tell us the gas.
I would say
She just wants the gossip. Like, what's
well,
going on with you two?
initially- I would say initially I was seeking information, but she's pleasant and we're having fun.
She says, you visited her the one time for information. You visited her a couple other times since then. So yeah, I assumed it was more for fun now.
And
She says, well,
was that
go
a
ahead.
question as well?
She says, yeah, it was my, well, I would, if you could like maybe give me some details about the two of you. You know, like Doodles did.
Need me to sing another song?
Doodles
Doodles, tell me your take on my
takes
my
out the saxophone.
Someone singing a song about your love life.
Right, I want to hear this.
So Doodles
Start
brings
playing
out,
romantic music in the background.
yeah, like I said, saxophone. So sure, you do some singing as Nasira divulges some details. You can make a performance if you want, but she's going to be happy either way. She just wants the goss.
She wants the tea.
She keeps looking at Onvia, and it's just like, no, there's nothing, definitely
No.
nothing worthwhile there.
Yeah.
Does that mean the next question is mine?
She says, well, whoever wants to. Doesn't have to be you, but if you'd like to ask a question, you can.
I suppose so.
You are extremely well knowledgeable about the goings on of this place, even more so than the average nosy neighbor. Have you by chance observed another of my kind, specifically a male, anytime in recent months?
She says, I assume you are a Yuan-ti, yes?
Yes.
A male? Former lover, perhaps?
Well, yes, but that's not why I seek him.
Oh. She seems a little bit disappointed. She says, well, now, do you expect he's come through here, like, out of game? Because I don't know anything about who you're looking for. Is this another backstory thing?
Sorry, yeah, you and I have talked a couple times about
It may have been a while
the
back.
possibility that I might find him among the Shadow Steel.
Oh, okay. So she says there are a couple of Yuan-ti, mostly merchants who pass through the city. Can you tell me more about this specific person you're looking for? Certainly not a common occurrence, but yeah, there were a few.
How long would you say that I've been with the group? Has it been more than a couple months now, or?
Yeah, I
Few
think
weeks.
it's been more than a few weeks. Um,
Yeah.
I want to say at least like 2 months at this point because there was a couple of like long downtime periods.
Yeah.
I
Two and-
sought him for some weeks, and it was his trail that led me to joining these companions with whom I now travel.
Aye.
You see, they had a young T companion for a time, and it was the news of him that led me to them, but he was not the one I sought.
Well,
But I lost contact with him several months ago, and I was following his trail.
actually, give me one moment to make a note about Eldwin's thing so I don't forget what I just did.
Yeah. And honestly, if you want to say that she knows nothing about my question, that's fine, and we can like revisit it later. If you'd rather focus on Eldwin's, that's fine.
No, I can give you some more info. Just let me do
Like,
this
because
before I
he may
forget.
or may not be, here, or that she'd seen him or whatever.
Ombi is just going to quickly open that book and just start reading it while everyone talks, because he doesn't really have any questions.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he's like taking notes of all the tea
No.
that's being spilled.
No, I'm just reading the book she gave me. I'm just like, so what am I doing with this lesson?
I don't have any questions. I'm just here for the tea.
All right. So she would say, if you can give me a little bit more information about this person, I might be able to tell you if they've been here. Like, are they a warrior? Are they a magic user? A spy?
He does not know magic as far as I know, but he is well trained in the martial arts. Subtle martial arts, you see. He would not appear well armed.
Does he work for one of the houses, perhaps? One of the mercenary organizations? Do you know anything like that? Or is he a lone wanderer?
So, out of character, the trail she was following was based on like letters that he'd sent and things he mentioned that he saw in his travels. So kind of like following postmarks. But
Mhm.
she's of course lost that for some months now, because so like just I guess like she would answer, but like I don't know exactly what to say.
Well,
far as-
you said he was
She
part of
doesn't
the
know.
Steel Shadow. Does she know that?
No, that you suggested. Out of character, you suggested that could be where he is, and that how I might encounter him again,
Oh, okay.
just as a way to tie my backstory into the.
So,
but
go ahead.
but yeah, the reason I'm not sure what to say is because I don't know that she has any clues about the specific work he'd been doing, or groups that he would have been doing it for. She was following locations based basically on postmarks.
She
And then she
says,
was traveling with a caravan that told her about the Grey Wanderers and that they had a male Yuan-ti with her, and that's why she sought out this group.
says, well, if you had more information on him, I might be able to tell you more about whether he's in the city or not. My ability to track and find people is quite limited. I believe you all are staying with the Pit Gang, aren't you?
Yes, her knowledge is so limited.
She says, maybe ask them. They have contacts all over the city.
Very good.
All right, is it my turn?
Yes.
She smiles and rubs her hands together. She says, actually, is there anything else she wants to know?
More
Hmm,
tea?
Very more gossip.
Puppy?
any more gossip. She says, all right, well, maybe
Anvir, are you all alone? Don't you have a sweetheart? Ask about Anvir's sweetheart. I'm
your
just kidding.
sweetheart. She says, well, I guess since I've gotten all the gossip out of the way, my next question will be more practical. What are you doing in the city? Why are you here?
Looking for a friend.
You all in your vagueness.
Okay, I'll give a slightly more specific answer. Trying to rescue a friend who has been kidnapped.
Ah. And is that why you went to what's her name? Lady so and so?
Ah, that's the second question.
Devison?
Stevison.
Yeah,
Yeah, is that why you went to Lady Stevison? That would make sense. You were
that's
looking
the
for
second
someone.
question.
She says,
It
fine.
was.
I guess it's the second question. Go ahead. You can have another question. I know why you're here now. You're looking for a friend who was kidnapped.
Let us be generous. Yes, that's why we saw Lady Stevison.
She
You've been
nods.
very generous. I think it's fair.
That's yeah, she's been very generous.
She
Who has
says,
another
I don't know.
question?
it
Who has
would
another
be
question for
generous
this
if you
knower
told me
of
who your friend
anything?
was, but fine.
I have a question. When you were talking about the assassins before, you said they target people like us. So did you used to be a fairly well-known adventurer then?
She says, I hate the term adventurer. It's like we all spend our time in deep dank caves and pits and fighting dragons or some such foolishness. She says, I'm a specialist. I prefer that term. I have a very specific set of skills, which I assume all of you do as well. If you want to call
Okay,
yourselves
fine.
adventurers, that's fine. Maybe you do that sort of dungeon delving more than I ever did. But my skills
I'd
are more specialized to cities and dealing with factions than going into deep caves and picking locks or anything like that. Still, I can put up a good fight and probably kill someone if I have to. It's happened in the past.
I don't doubt that for a second.
She smiles. Is that your question? Am I an adventurer or specialist or whatever you want to call me?
I guess it was, yes.
So then, yes, I have very specialized skills, like yourselves. He says, all right, so who's the name of this friend who you are trying to rescue? You didn't tell me your name.
I don't even know if she has a last name, but her first name is Scarlet.
Scarlet. Intriguing. All right, I have my next question. Go.
Anyone else have one for her?
Do you know anyone that can wield curses?
That's an odd question. I mean, magic users can wield curses. Would you like to be more specific?
Specialized in curses.
So
I
not-
only know of one.
She says specialized. Is this backstory related?
Tackering, yeah.
Uh,
Curse LJ.
She says you'll have to be more specific. There could be a couple of different people who specialize in curses. You have a name or a location?
His name was Felix, and he was part of the whatever army.
This is Felix. Do you know his rank? I can't hear you. You're cutting out.
Okay, I was gonna ask if that was just me or not.
Ranking LJ.
Yeah, you were robotic there. I couldn't really make out what you were saying.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
Do you want to try one more time? Do you know his rank? And is that even his real name?
That I am not sure of, but his rank, whatever the equivalent, this is me calling to Lou here, whatever the equivalent of general is.
And do you know which of the 3 empires he served? Or was he part of some smaller army somewhere?
Whatever LJ was a part of.
The Darrock Empire?
Yes.
Or wait, actually, would you have been part of the Dwarven, Human, or Drow Empire? Because I don't know if you ever told me. Because you're an elf, right?
Figured out. Yeah.
All right, well,
We
you
never
got.
figured that
All right,
out.
so then choose one. If I'm going to answer this, which one were you part of?
You said human,
Human,
dwarf, or drow.
yeah, or deep elf, I guess technically.
You know, fuck it, why not? Dwarf.
Oh, the Garoth Empire, the remnants of the Tharian. It says Felix. I wonder if you're speaking of Felix Spellbinder. It says, it would be the only thing that makes sense with curses. Captain Felix Spellbinder. I have heard rumor of him during my time in the Garoth Empire.
I know he was a Tabaxi. I never learned his last name over the years I spent with him.
She nods. She says, a cursed being himself due to the magics that he was exposed to. His family quite proficient in arcanism, spell casting.
I'm gonna kill him. You should tell me more.
She says, "All right, I think I've given you enough info. Actually,
yes.
let me make a
Thank you.
note of that as well."
I have an eerie suspicion I know what the next question's going to be.
What was the last name you said?
Spellbinder.
Thank you. But yeah, that's it from Mildred.
All right. So she says, "My turn. Why is it that this friend of yours was kidnapped? What made her special?" Why did these?
I'm waiting for
let
anybody
my
else to respond.
I'll let my friend respond because
Look, Andre doesn't want me to-
before.
She
Andre
says,
does not want to be responsible for
all
telling
accurate.
another person.
so
Fuck
she,
it, why not?
so she says, "Oh, silence. Have we reached the end of the conversation then?"
LJ speeds up and says, she has a special power. Monta feel.
You can
She-
see ley lines.
Oh my god. Wow.
No.
Odomir immediately just goes, "It wasn't me this time!"
So she
Go that far.
kind of looks at you for a moment, says, "Huh. Like the old Yuan-Ti ability? To see the magic flows?"
Is it a Yuan-Ti ability?
She says, "Well, primarily, but is that why you're with the group then? Someone who studied this art?"
I told you I found this group while searching for someone.
Sorry. It's not my turn. That was quite a bit of information I just got. Do you have another question? I already know what my next question will be.
Would you be willing to help us, Freya?
It's not really I suppose it's technically a question.
Definitely meets the criteria of a question.
I mean, I more meant questions, not asking for favors. You already owe me a favor. Now you're asking me
come
for
on.
you're asking me
Yeah,
for
you're
another some more help, more favors. You haven't even helped me with my first favor yet.
Well, if you value being owed favors, then perhaps being owed multiple favors is even more valuable.
Yeah, assuming you ever repay them. And just walk off with owing me like 5
Well,
favors
without
and then
help,
disappear.
Without help, we may have a slimmer chance of living and repaying your favor. So perhaps you should help in a way to guard your assets.
He says, "I'm willing to answer questions, but asking for favors, I mean, if you just ask me, I could just say no. That would be an answer, technically. Do you have
It was
any
cheeky,
actual actual like informative questions you wish answered?
Hmm.
You need anything else, Doodles?
Yeah, the little one. He's given me quite a juicy bit of story, but hasn't asked anything yet. I feel bad. Do you need anything?
I mean, only a favor to help Rebecca and I communicate, or maybe even meet up. But as you just said, I guess how is she? I assume she's
Rebecca?
bored.
I mean, you probably know more about her than I do. I mean, I know of her like lineage,
Yeah.
and I know some whispers of what she's been doing. But
Why were you really with House Opera?
sorry, why was I at House Abra?
Yeah, I know you said you were just invited to dinner, but if I know anything about people like Lord Abra, an invitation to dinner is far more than just eating.
I think she did say he had wanted to discuss an
Well,
issue.
I didn't give you the details. She says, "Is that what you want to know? Exactly why he had invited me?"
Sure, would you like some cheese and crackers or tea? I've been able to prepare it while y'all were talking.
I mean, Nasira and Doodle are just all having like tea and charcuterie.
Yeah.
I think
She says, well, he wanted to get in touch with me for two reasons. The first had to do with. The first had to do with a sect of vampires that had recently come into power in the surrounding caves that had been causing him trouble.
I
Which.
think you were just holding their leader.
Hmm?
Sorry, what?
Don't
Go
worry.
ahead, Andrew. Andrew, what did you say?
Oh, he just made a very stupid comment.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but anyway, he wished me to look into where their people were, as he believed they might have spies in his house, as well as in the surrounding city. I believe they were led by a man or a vampire named Vecnin, if that name rings a bell.
Actually, you were just holding him.
Oh, really? How interesting. She says, well, Vecnin has quite the essence. I wonder. No, that couldn't be it. Maybe.
Oh.
She smiles. Anyway, the second reason he had asked me there was to get some more information on all of you.
Well, I hope you keep my little relationship with Rebecca quiet. He's quite upset about that.
Well, who would I tell? I think most of the house knows
Lord
about it
Albert.
already. Well, he knows
but,
about it already.
Well, he
Oh,
doesn't know it's me.
have you been seeing her again? She smiles.
No.
Oh,
No, I wish. I was gonna ask you to help arrange that, but that's quite a big ask.
she says that would be quite the ask. She doesn't leave the house much these days. She spends most of her time in the library and in the tunnels kind of below the house.
Perhaps Lord Abra could be convinced that Rebecca requires female companionship
You have quite a library here.
from, trusted allies who are, such as you, regarded as friends, and then that would perhaps create an opportunity to pass messages.
Apologies, my mind went to a much different place, she says with a smile.
both of our minds did.
Oddvia starts scooping up his broken teacup. It's like, don't worry, my mind went the same place.
I'm sorry, I guess companionship was the wrong word, but I meant never mind.
Especially considering the things you've already done in this campaign.
She says, well, I mean, I don't really have the sway to convince Lord Abra of anything. I'm more of an information broker, not someone who would set
Yeah.
up something like that.
I
I could.
think that since you are trusted as a contractor, I thought then perhaps it could, I don't know, grow from there.
She says, "Well, I could try to. No, I don't really have. I don't have that many contacts within the
Don't
actual
put
Abra
yourself
estate."
at risk for us. It's not worth it
She says, "My apologies. I wish I could do more."
in the future.
But yes,
I
that
look forward to this budding friendship. It seems like we have much to offer you, and you have much to offer us.
she says, "Oh, I believe so. Yes. Is that the end of your questions then?"
Oh, I actually had another one.
All right. Well, I believe I just answered Doodle's question. So
yeah, so it goes back to you.
it goes back to me. What was the last thing you told her? You told her about the ley lines.
Not so much about the ley lines, but it was said that that's what Scarlet can sense.
Yeah. So she says, what else would she know about that? She says, I think I'm running out of questions to ask. Although it intrigues me how this girl possesses the ability to see magic ley lines, but just don't know all that much about that lineage.
Unfortunately, that's a question we couldn't even begin to answer as well.
What made you call it a Yanti ability? You see, I've known 4 that could sense such ley lines in one way or another, perhaps not see, and yet none of them were Yanti.
She says, well, now you're just asking for more questions.
Yeah, it's her turn. What to ask the tea?
She says, I honestly, there's probably a ton of things you could tell me that would blow me away, but I don't know the right questions to ask. Do you have any juicy information you could give me? Whether it be salacious or otherwise.
Would pick person.
I haven't. Ooh.
Yeah, go ahead.
I huddle over to like Eldwin to like really quietly talk to him. I was like, I feel like telling her maybe that Dusk is after us is a good bit of info. Should we tell her?
Yeah, we can see how she reacts.
Okay, I'll tell her that the reason we wanted to know about Dusk is because we've heard they're after us.
Oh. Wonder why. That is interesting. Dusk, as I said, is very picky about who they go after. And there must be a good reason why they're after you. Who could you have upset?
Oh, I can
Curious.
think of one.
Honestly, that is a long list.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
what I've gathered, you all have been quite busy in different parts of the world, but still busy. Well, that is an interesting piece of information. So go ahead, ask me something else.
My question is, when we told you about who that essence belonged to, you said it couldn't be. It couldn't be what?
Ugh. I'm terrible at hiding my intrigue. It's fine. You pulled it from me. It was just interesting to me that corrupted essence from this Vecnin is, well, I believe that Vecnin and his people were created by Lord Abra. But I don't know why. And I don't know why this Vecnin turned against him. And it's even more intriguing that his essence was corrupted. Makes me wonder if it was some sort of experiment that Lord Abra was doing on him. Maybe he escaped. I don't know. Just curious.
Before we turned Vecnin into mere essence, we did hear from some of his soldiers that Lord Abra had sent them. And they were, Lord Abra is not to be trusted.
Well, his essence definitely has a lot of potential. Possibly, well, there's several possible unique magical items that might be made from his essence. I'll say that. The corruption is quite spicy. It seems to have something to do with drawing the blood out of your foes.
Only just looks like an old one.
It's like, yeah,
Hang
Okay.
on.
he was very good at doing that.
All right. Yes. Hang on. Whose turn was it? It was my turn, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Although, does anyone else actually have any other questions? I don't know.
As
I mean,
well.
You had just went and asked about, but go ahead.
It was a lovely conversation. If you're out of questions, it's
I actually do have one, but it doesn't pertain to anyone. But I want the tea. Have you dated anyone high up that we would know?
me. That is
Yeah.
quite the question. And I will not be answering any of my love life questions, especially when it's my turn.
I honestly, I feel like that is a very private.
Wow.
To be fair, actually, you've asked everyone about the Heckle.
And that was my prerogative, as it was my turn to ask a question. It's the rules of the game. I was simply following the rules. I will not answer any more questions about my love life unless it is my turn, which it is not. And even then, I reserve the right to not answer questions about that. It's none of your business.
So you're saying I forced you to not answer a question?
Well,
I think that wins.
however you want to see it. She says, is there anything else you needed, friends? It seems like we might be coming to the end of our discussion.
Yeah, just it'd be great to stay in touch, and I look forward to seeing where this budding relationship goes.
As well, you know where my house is, but if anyone asks, I would never allow such terrible criminals into my home, and I've never met you.
Of course.
Then
Absolutely.
who?
Exactly.
If you see Rebecca, please tell her I say hi.
She says,
Just hi.
it's not like I go into the estates and just talk to people there. I only go when I'm summoned, and only the people who summon me. But yes, if I somehow see your former lover, I will let her know you said hi. Although I think your Rebecca would be very surprised to see me if I did show up at her wherever she is. All right.
Well, thank you. Greatly appreciate it.
So
And thank you for the lovely snacks. They're quite delicious.
The ones you conjured.
she says, this conversation has been quite enlightening. I don't suppose you have... Or go ahead.
I said Elliot approves, that's all.
Oh. Before you go, just out of curiosity, I don't suppose you have more information about this Scarlet and her ability to see ley lines. That's the thing that it's most intriguing to me.
If you mean about why she has the power, then sorry, no.
Well, just anything about the power, what's going on with the Steel Shadow, anything in general.
Since the big secret was already spilled of her abilities, I will just say that she was kidnapped from the Grey Wanderers headquarters in Candleholm, and they murdered one of our own in said kidnapping. So we have much to requite.
I see. This is interesting.
And that was our primary reason for finding this place we tracked.
Did you tell her who kidnapped Scarlet?
Yeah, I could tell. I might bring it up actually, just in case she knows the name.
All right, I was just curious because I didn't think you did, but if you did, she might react a little differently.
Okay. Yeah, I might bring up the name as we're talking about the kidnapping. I'll say this: we overshared with a woman, and I'd say her name. Which I can't remember.
It's much like we're doing now.
I was more talking about the organization. not the woman herself.
Oh, you mean
I feel
Steel
like
Shadow?
what-
Yeah,
A
the Steel
number of-
Shadow.
right,
Oh, yeah,
I
we
would say-
definitely would have
I would
mentioned
say that a
Steel Shadow.
number of clues
Okay.
led us to Revan's Pass, and once in Revan's Pass, Magic told us that Scarlet was within the Steel Shadow headquarters, at least for a time.
Okay, so you did tell her about the Steel Shadow. And did you just tell her about the kidnapper as well?
I don't remember the kidnapper's name, so I'm going to assume Nasiera doesn't either.
I
Because
would.
I wasn't
I'd
here
bring
when
it
we
up.
met her, the session that you guys actually talked about.
Edelyn Prevalo or whatever it is.
Alora Creed?
Or Laura Creed, that's the one. God, this
Well, who
Johnny
you were
names.
talking about. She.
I'm not sure even either.
She
Oh,
says,
this is Flanagan's own Flint owner.
Alora Creed? Really? Huh. She
Oh.
thinks. She says, I am familiar with her. Wonder if she's here. If the Steel Shadow... Well, the Steel Shadow's been here a while. Doesn't mean Alora would be here, but... Interesting.
Please tell me that she is your arch nemesis and you now have great motivation to assist us.
She says, arch nemesis. Something an adventurer would say. Says, I don't have arch nemesis. As a spy, one has to keep an even temperament. You can't just go around making arch nemesis everywhere. I mean, I'm sure plenty of people consider me some sort of weird arch nemesis, but will not vindicate their weirdness with any type of reaction. No, I know of Alora Creed just because she is a mercenary of what's it called?
Renown?
Renown is another word. She has respectable abilities, like a respectable amount of ability. Sure, renown. She works or has been working with the Steel Shadow, but she's done many other things. Thought she was living in Candle for a long time. She was retired too, as far as I knew. Anyway, that's interesting.
I guess perhaps certain opportunities or certain sums of money perhaps bring people out of retirement.
She says that and your allies being horribly murdered.
Her allies were murdered?
She nods.
Alora, are you saying Alora Creed has some background where her allies were murdered and prompted her to take this job?
She says, well, her... How much do I want to tell you? She kind of smiles. Actually...
Laura Creed is the person who killed our friend, we're fair sure, so we'd like it if you told us quite a bit.
I'm sure you would. She looks to Eldwin for a moment. Give me a active insight, DC 25.
Eldwin?
Anyone can do this.
Okay, so, like I can't even hit that.
I don't think I can. I don't know.
I rolled so low.
I guess I technically could have hit it, but yeah.
I'm gonna use a story point because I can.
I
To
don't think
reroll?
I'll... No.
Could use
let's see if I get
inspiration
that.
too. Oh.
Ah!
Let's see if I get that 20.
Hey!
No.
You wonder the kind of look she gave Eldwin, almost like Alora Creed might be connected to him in some way.
Oh?
You're looking at Eldwin. Why are you looking at Eldwin?
Oh, did I? My gaze wanders all over the place, I swear. And she just gives you a half smile. She says, I think this is enough conversation for today, but it was fascinating to talk to all of you. Thank you for everything you've told me, especially the salacious bits about Nasira and Doodles. These will keep my writing going quite a bit. Don't worry, I'll change your names.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, and I hope this is the start of a fruitful friendship.
And she says, "Oh yes, of course. You're all definitely friends, and you're welcome in my house anytime you're not being hunted by a bunch of guards."
So never.
There.
Well, just don't bring them here. That's all I'll say.
Well, you
Okay.
understand, of course, that that's why we arrived invisibly.
Of course. So just make sure you do it again next time you come.
We only
Okay.
promise to try.
All right. Well, off you go.
Before we all leave, LJ says, "Can I have a copy of that book when you're done with it?"
She says, "I'll consider it,"
I
and then she
also
closes the door. You realize
Wait a
you're
second,
standing
wait,
outside
wait,
without
wait,
invisibility.
wait, before she kicks us out on the doorstep, do we have a chance to like?
Yeah,
cast
invisibility
magic?
before the door.
All right, you quickly cast invisibility as you realize you're outside now. All right, so I'll just say you head back. We don't have to go into too
I'm
much
just picturing
detail.
with all her magic in her house, like her carpet doing the thing where it has a little roll, a little wave in the carpet that like herds the cartoons like right out the door.
Yep. All right. So you head back to the hit market. It's probably
I
around.
realized-
Yeah.
I realized as we're still walking that I'd be able to see everybody for most of this walk. It's like I can't see invisibility.
Yep.
You-
You just
for a
see
portion, yeah.
wavery like people around you. But let's do a 10-minute break. This was a
Ugh.
heavy roleplay session. I like it.
Boy, howdy.
Yes.
There's
I
a
love
lot
that
of good
they-
info spilled. I'm glad I'm not scribing this week.
Wait,
I love the question for question game we keep playing with
I
everybody.
know.
Who is scribing?
Eldwin.
Eldwin.
It's been interesting.
Yeah.
Eldon's got quite the tale to spin.
Question is, how much raunchy stuff are you gonna type in there?
So you're set to meet up with the vampire tomorrow, right? Or was that tonight?
Yeah.
I think that was
Tomorrow night, yeah.
yeah, it was tomorrow.
Was it tonight?
No, I think
That
it.
was-
I think it's tomorrow.
No. Yeah, you said the next morning.
Yeah.
Wait, but that was today, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to remember. If it was
Early
yesterday or today when you.
No, we got told about it and then we headed out.
Okay,
Then
Yeah.
yeah, and it's
that's
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Okay. But yeah, 10-minute break. Back.
Well, that's fun. And he asks Onvir what his low life is like now.
Huh? Sorry.
Anvir is dedicated to
The cloth.
his. Yeah, exactly.
What?
There is no love life time.
Sounds boring.
Sounds boring.
It's just not something I
Just
never
like a
really
drill.
thought about while making him.
His drills bore, so they're boring.
I think you're the first person I've ever seen who has not worried about love in a backstory.
I didn't put anything in mine.
You're the second person then.
Doodles is the only character of mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if we're talking out of character, like, I've never had a character show any interest romantically in any other character or NPC ever.
Yeah, you just have to hit the right NPC for LJ, and he'll get someone.
What do you mean? You've hit on like half the members of this group.
I know, right? That's the fun part.
And even like I didn't necessarily like initially plan for like a romance, but it was like first like I went in to like get information, and then I'm like, hey, maybe the vampires will be good allies, and then I'm like, okay, let's just say she's into her, you know? Like,
Yeah.
let's try something new. That was really all it was.
What?
Oh,
D&D
I-
is for?
You know what went through my head when you first started doing it though? It's just like, God, from the outside world, imagine what that must look like, you trying to fall in love with a sex worker.
See, well, I actually kind of like the idea of like it being like taboo in more ways than one, you know? Because
Yeah.
honestly, like, I mean, that's the kind of those I don't know, several aspects of this relationship.
What,
which
Yonti and Vampire?
obviously, the whole vampire Yonti aspect is you know obviously doesn't exactly translate to the real world, but some aspects of the relationship like they translate to the real world in like things that people like I don't know, people judge other people, have opinions about other people's choices in lives. I don't know, all kinds of stuff that shouldn't happen. So it's kind of fun to just like anything goes in the game, you know?
Push the
Onviri would be
boundaries.
so conflicted about your whole relationship, though, just because not because like it's a woman and a woman, because it's a human and a vampire.
Not a human though.
Well, human to win.
LJ does not judge it. He encourages it.
A human to win. I'll specify. Also, one of you definitely overcasted the spell.
Well, and you know,
Yeah.
I think another thing, most of my groups have been very G-rated, not like in a bad way. Like I've had perfect fun, but like I think when this group decided to like go all in on like, yeah, we're all visiting the brothel multiple times, like repeatedly, we're gonna be regulars. I'm like,
Let's face
"All
it,
right,
that was Mungus. That was only Mungus.
maybe that's what
Yeah.
started it. Maybe that's what started it, but I was like, all right, you know, if I'm gonna like experiment, like let this will be the group where okay, let's make my character a little looser, you know.
I'm curious. Did you build Nasira as someone who likes women, or just fuck it, we'll go with it?
I did not consider her sexual orientation when building her, and she has had male lovers in her. Well, she's had at least one male lover that I wrote about in her backstory. But I don't know that she's probably, I think she's probably fluid. But again, I didn't like consider that when I built her. But just based on what's
Yes.
gone down so far, I feel like that's where she's at.
Yeah, you mentioned
Obvious.
the Yanti Lilith.
Well, and that was part of her backstory all along. It just happened to come up tonight when she asked that question because she wanted the tea.
Yeah,
I
is
feel
that
like-
the first time?
I
What's
feel like
that?
Onvir's. I was good. Who? Me or LJ?
I thought said he asked a question back, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I feel like Onvir would be the guy you see that's like the most quiet person ever, and his wife is just like, come on, get out of here. It's like, yes.
So your wife is the introvert, and your your wife is the introvert, and you're an introvert.
Yeah, I feel like Onvir has no like mind or confidence for that kind of stuff, so it would be like the girl who finally has Onvir is going to be the person who comes and proposes to him.
No. We get a new PC. It's a female. They come right up to Anvir. Ask you out.
Oh god, yeah. And then when it comes to sexual, I say woman, but yeah, when it comes to his sexuality, I've never really thought about it much.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually built LJ second, his level first. And I built LJ off of. Originally, I was gonna play that Cuss user. Switch from Marshall to Spellcaster. But I thought, fuck it.
Can't believe what you did to your constitution, man. That hurt my heart.
Yes! But it will once I go get that magic item.
You have no idea what you get.
You get that magic item.
Yeah, you have no
Did
idea.
you-
LJ
Did
is
you,
right
did
now.
you take it down?
LJ right now is the weakest member in the party by HP.
Yeah,
Mm.
apparently he has less than me now. Apparently,
Really?
Yeah,
How?
I'm at 64.
How?
Right.
I changed it for charisma. For
Why?
another reason
Can
that
you
you
do
will
that?
not know until next level.
How did you change it?
Yeah.
the
Right.
respec rule he does.
Oh, I thought you weren't allowed to change your stat. Oh no, you are. Just not your.
Yeah,
race
you
or
can change
class.
your building, everything except for race and
Class.
yeah, I think
Class.
it and class.
Wait.
that's it.
How
Core
much
class,
HP
yeah,
did
can
you
change
say you
stuff based on
have?
your core class.
Yeah, 64 apparently is what he said.
Yes,
How does he have
I-
10 less than me?
He has
Yeah,
less than me.
Nasira is sitting at 111.
Yeah,
and
right.
you're
Well, the
You're
series are new
tank.
tank.
Yes, I am
There's the
tanked by
tank.
AC.
To
I
put-
can go. I can bring my
Doesn't help.
AC up to 32 if I wanted to with a superiority dice.
Yeah,
if
but
I
an
roll
AC of
high.
32, an AC of 32 could die if someone got a nat 20 against you and had
Yes.
big damage. If you've only
Yeah.
got 60 hit points, that's some big damage in one hit. Could do
Yeah,
it.
I'm banking on my AC until I can get the Amulet of Health to bump my con back up to
That's
where
a
it
bold
was.
strategy, Cotton.
Yes!
Right?
Right now, LJ is
We'll
the
see how-
definition of a Drax cannon.
Except you're
You're not.
not.
Except, yeah, except for the fact that he's not high
Glass
damage.
you're half of that metaphor.
Yeah.
that analogy.
You're just.
You're
glass.
just glass.
Yes! The only thing I have banking for me is my AC.
Glass hembo.
My AC and martial abilities. That's the only thing that's saving me right now.
And your awesome teammates.
And that.
Don't forget about that. Give us credit for it too. Come on.
Eventually,
We've saved you more
I
than one.
am going to get the Amulet of Health. Whether it's by wish list or someone else getting it for LJ.
Well, we could, if we find a good library, we could actually spend some downtime researching some recipes,
And
then
making
we
it.
could, yeah, either craft them ourselves or hire it out. Once we get the recipes, it's just a matter of gold, really.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some components we might have to hunt down, but even those we might be able to hunt down with gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been looking for a recipe for I've been looking for a chance to find some goggles of night since the beginning of the
Oh my God,
Oh,
campaign.
yeah,
was
that's why you don't have dark
and-
vision.
But
Yeah,
it's
no,
not the
and-
worst thing
Most of
ever
us know.
because you're not the only one, and I can share it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be so much worse if you weren't
You-
a Twilight cleric.
Nasira
yeah.
actually did some when we were in Candle. She did for some downtime activity one week, some research in a library. Remember, I used Nathaniel's contact to access their library. I'm like, oh yeah, Nathaniel. And at the time, Nathaniel and Nasira didn't even really like each other. She totally name dropped him and got into that library. But anyway, so she was researching because
Soul Movement Ring.
yeah, if we're someplace that has a good library, you can do a downtime project where you're researching, and there's roles involved at the end of the week to see if you find what you're looking for. But for the most part, that's the way you can research a specific magic item, and you can get the schematic or the plans for how it's made, and then from there we can either make it within our party, or hire out to someone who can make it. And so Nasira actually, she didn't get the whole recipe because of her roles, but she got half of the recipe for the item she was trying to make, which is not what you're looking for. But so at some point when we have access to a library again, Nasira needs to do another week of research for her recipe.
Yeah.
So I think other party members might be able to do that too. I just don't know when we're gonna have access to that type of library.
Yeah, I think
we,
I think when you research an item, LJ is gonna try with his 10 intelligence to research the Amulet of Health if we don't get it before then.
Oh, I did that with my 8 intelligence. So
Oh,
I got well, that's just it. That's why I got half a recipe out of my week instead of a full recipe. Because of my role. Lou was like, okay, you did spend a week researching, you got some information, but it's not enough. So basically I have to do it again,
So you're saying Nasira is technically dumber than LJ?
When it comes to books, yes.
When it comes to intelligence, yes.
Street smarts, no.
Comes to the actual score, mathematic, numerical score.
Wisdom is basically street smarts, and intellect is basically book smarts in this game.
Yeah, and LJ has neither of them.
I remember the best way I've ever heard it said was intelligence is knowing tomato is a fruit, wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad.
Yeah, yep.
Yes.
I've heard that too. I love
And
it.
yes, we are.
And I love that you say tomato.
And strength is how far you can throw one.
All right, is everyone back?
Yes.
I don't think most of us left.
Yeah, I think we've been talking
Chat.
about my health.
Is Eldwin and Doodles here?
I think.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Oh, I hear
Eldwin.
Doodles.
I don't know if I've heard from Eldwin for a few.
Yeah.
He might have gone for a bit.
Yeah, he might be still out.
All right, well, technically 10 minutes, so I'll just continue. Hopefully he'll be back soon. So
Come
anything?
back.
Is anyone else doing anything today? Okay, so the evening passes. Go ahead and do your.
Is that day 3 or day 4?
I don't know. Here it's go. Well, it's the 68th now. Go ahead and do your upkeep costs.
Oh,
Day
well,
4.
it says we paid on the 63rd. So if 63rd was our first day, then we're way past 5
This
days.
is this is our 5th day.
Well, 67th would have been the 5th day. If 63rd was the first day. Well, not everyone. I see that there's someone who's LJ started his on the 66th. But
Yeah.
the three of us who started a project on the 63rd, we
Yeah.
paid on the 63rd and started on the 63rd. 64, 65, 66. So we would have finished at the end of the 67th. So if
So it is
today's the
true.
68th, then we're done or we started something new.
That is
Oh,
true.
did anyone finish a project today?
Yeah, so it sounds
Looks
like 3
like
of us finished the
Miss
project
Tira-
yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
so
You guys are
I-
tracking that, so you tell me who's finished.
It sounds
Uh,
like we finished it at the end of
Nasira,
yesterday.
Kudo, and Doodles, I am 2 days behind.
All right. So who needs to make rolls then? Who's finished the project?
Noodles was carousing. Nasira
Nope.
and Kudo were looking for magic items.
All right. Doodles was carousing. What type of carousing?
Middle class.
How do you spell
3,000
carousing?
gold pieces.
So what?
How do you spell carousing? Oh, there it is.
See,
So I need a persuasion check.
Cool. Can I use inspiration on this?
You cannot. You can't use inspiration for
That's what I thought.
downtime.
Great.
you got this.
19.
Nice.
nice.
So that would get
Take
you
that roll.
2 allied contacts. So you get 2 favors from the middle class people.
Was this the next day?
This is the previous day because people told me that they finished projects. So this is on the
Someone's
end
gonna-
of the.
end of the day.
And you guys let me know that at 5. Like that, we should have resolved this before any of the.
When we started the session today, everyone was saying like, "Oh, that's the end of our 3rd day." So like I was tracking
Well,
it like that. But then when you said the actual,
They should be
date,
tracking their own projects. Like people, like when you're yeah, not.
each time someone said we passed a day, I changed it in the thing that I was. But that was just a number. When you actually said the date, then I realized more days had passed than I had realized.
Yeah, I mean, when you record the project, it's usually good to have the starting date. Though you,
That's why I always do that. That's
Though-
why I always do that.
yeah, you don't technically have to use each day for that project. So, like, if you want to split it up and do 2 different projects, you could. So that's the only other thing. Like, you have to make sure you're recording time for the correct project. But who else was doing something?
I started
Yeah,
making a
Nasira
scroll, but I've
and
never been
Kudo.
able to finish
Nasira
it.
and Kudo finished
All right, so Nasira, what were you doing?
research
Okay.
on. Well, I was looking for magic items.
Have
So I don't know
my-
if that's the same as research.
Oh, you're doing you. Oh no, that's different. That's buying magic.
Actually, it might be better because I'm not very good at intelligence rolls, and that's what research requires. So.
Yeah, Nasira
So you were
and Kudo finished.
buying magical items, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Looking for what's available. Yeah.
Is someone able to mark that I started making the scroll like yesterday?
I got you.
Yeah. I
think it's
don't know what it is. I
persuasion.
change my type like text color every time and it still doesn't show up.
All right, so buying magical items.
Persuasion to determine the quality of the seller found. Additional. I didn't spend any additional gold or additional weeks, and I have been paying for a wealthy lifestyle.
So you paid the 100 gold pieces, I assume, for
I
the.
did, yeah.
Okay, so I need a persuasion check.
Ugh. See, all my good rolls were used up earlier.
Yep.
Okay, so you got a 10. Alright, so give me a D4 roll.
D4. Nice. You can do it. Please don't die.
Okay.
You want one?
Well, that
Oh my
might be.
God.
It might just be a table. It might not be like good to
Yeah.
bad. But
No, that
Yeah,
was
most
that was
likely.
how many magical items are for sale.
Oh shit.
Now I have to hang on. I have to see what's for sale. So
What is for sale?
That's what we're about to find out.
Do, do,
And then
do,
what,
do,
next,
do,
week,
do.
next week, Kudo can do the same roles, and he might have found some things as well.
You know, we want to do them this way, but who knows?
all right, so I have to find table F.
There's table F? What's A through E?
Oh no, but I'm
Table?
rolling on table F. Thought there was a quick
Oh,
way
this
of
is
looking
just
this up.
Amathar you're using, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Table E, table F. Give me a D100 roll.
You got this?
Okay. So there is
Gem of
one
brightness?
item. Yes, there's one item for sale this week, a gem of brightness.
I don't even know what this is.
I'll show you.
50 charges. I think we're on Shed light. Fire beam of light. Flare with blinding light. All right. I will trudge back to our camp, well, to our bunks, our barracks, and tell the group that I found that, but I don't necessarily intend to. Did I get a price or an offer on it? Like, what was the cost?
So I gotta roll that. Hang on. That's
No, you're fine.
uncommon. The price was 400 gold pieces.
It
is
I'll let the others know about it that the same day that I come upon it. I personally, Nasira doesn't seem super interested, but she'd let the others know in case they want her to go back for it.
It's a neat looking thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
yeah,
neat.
it's cool, but like, yeah.
I could see it.
It has so many charges, so you really get a few uses out of it, like quite a few uses.
If
Even when
it
you
were-
spend the 5 charge things, yeah.
If it was sunlight, it would be perfect for us right now.
I
Right?
know.
Oh yeah, if it said daylight or sunlight, heck yeah.
It would not be uncommon if it shot sunlight.
Oh yeah, god yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell everyone about that, and I'll tell the vendor, like, you know, I'll come back today or tomorrow if I decide to buy, but I'm personally not interested unless someone else in the party wants me to go back for it.
I don't know. You probably only have a limited time before it would
How
go
much-
to
how
another
much-
I
buyer.
agreed that I would go back and tell them right away, same day.
Sorry, how much does it cost?
400
400
gold.
Which
400
isn't
gold.
bad, but
I mean, I'm all about having that because I
You
can't
are?
see in the dark.
okay. If Doodles tells me he wants it, I'll go back for it.
Okay.
LJ,
Thank
I
you.
definitely did not start scribing the scroll on the 65th. It's only
But
been like a day.
do remember you had to hold it.
When did you start scribing it then?
I only started scribing like a day or two ago.
Which was like the 65th.
Yeah,
Or-
today's the
60. Today's the 68th.
So 3 days ago.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He put it in, but I
Oh.
only started it like yesterday, the day before max, so it'd be like 66, 67.
All right.
You-
So
So
I'm gonna take.
transcribing components. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, no, I'll let. Yeah, whatever.
LJ, are you quartermastering?
No, Doodles.
Is that you, Doodle? Okay. I'm gonna take 100 gold in silver pieces. I'm trying to lighten our
Great.
load, and then 300 in gold.
All right, so you purchase the gem of brightness. Go ahead and
Actually, yeah, let's do that. Yeah. And then I'll give you that gem.
That's
And
good.
I'll
Easier.
do that in full view of the whole party, so everyone knows you have it and that we spent the money and stuff. You know, I'm not being secretive. But...
I do want to mention by the it looks like you can't gain charges back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
50
why it's so
charges.
rare.
Consumable magic item, but it has a lot more charges than most consumable magic items. And
Yeah.
honestly, 400 gold is dirt cheap for any magic item, really.
Oh yeah.
And
You guys-
Times you can blind
and
people in a
shedding
country.
You guys are
light
definitely
and
like
light.
the bourgeoisie now. 400. Wipe our
No,
butts with
I mean,
400.
I'm
It's
not
like-
saying that we
It's
could
like
buy-
retirement
buy-
for a peasant. Actually, it's
I'm
more.
not
It's like a
saying
castle.
that we could buy a ton of expensive magic items. I'm saying that as magic items go.
Oh yeah, no,
400
it's pretty. I mean, it's a lot of money, but for a magical item, it's not too bad.
Honestly, if I had found some of the stuff that we are all looking for and want, we probably couldn't have afforded it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so that's it. So, like I said, it's a new day. Go ahead and spend your expenses for your living. And it is now the 68th of spring. Are we passing today for downtime?
I'm assuming so.
Okay.
I'm gonna start a new project. Is there any libraries
Yeah.
that I have access to here?
You guys are currently wanted. I guess you could use what's his name's library?
Opera?
Opera.
If Opera lets us use his library, could I do a research week?
Yeah. I mean, you have access to the house. You've just been using the tunnels to get there, so
Alright,
you
then
could.
I will start that since I
Alright.
finished on the 67th, so the 68th would have been a new project for me.
So research.
Clear me out.
Research
Clear me
is
out.
gonna cost you, I think, 50
not
gold. And then you can spend up to 50 gold. You can spend, well, hang on. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. So it's 50 gold, and you can spend an extra 50 gold to get research assistance, which would give you a +1. The max you can spend is 350 for a maximum of +6 to your roll.
You
Let's
should totally
do-
spend 350.
I'll do the +1, and I'll take this out of my personal gold.
So you're spending 100.
Yeah, just to negate my my intelligence disadvantage, or not disadvantage, but negative. So I'll spend 100 on the 68th. On the 68th is the first day for this project. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, preferably, I'd rather you just track the days you put towards it in case you have
Right,
to
but if I
stop
don't
for a
write
day or
down-
something.
Well, that's just it. But if I don't write down the day that I started it, then sometimes like we end up misunderstanding how many days are passing. Like sometimes like we pass days and like anyway, it's
All
not
right.
always clear. I'd
Well-
rather put all the information in instead of like not putting it in.
All right, so I guess yeah, you just track it as you put days towards it. So
LJ, are you running the quartermaster?
I thought you were. Why would he be doing it?
That's what I
Oh,
thought.
wait a second, Lou. I'm sorry.
It's-
I actually already
it's
have a
doing stuff
downtime
to it.
project for this. I'm sorry. It looks like I've already got 6 days towards. So I did 5 days, but I only got half the recipe, and then I started another 5 days way back on the 52nd of spring. So I guess I'll continue that one.
Was that here or was that elsewhere?
I started it in Candleholm. I was using the library of Nathaniel's contacts.
Oh. You
But yeah, I do have it recorded in here. I did 5 days, I completed it, I rolled, but I only got 1 piece of lore, and you said I needed 2.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see, for your recipe.
So then I paid again.
Okay, so you completed that project. You have the lore from
Well,
it.
I did, but what I got was only half of what I needed. So I had changed it to a 10-day project instead of a 5-day project, and I put down that there was 6 days committed.
So that
so-
doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter as much. Like you just need a certain amount of lore. So as long as because you couldn't complete if you were doing a research project there, you couldn't complete it here. As long as you complete it, you get the lore and you can transfer that.
Okay, so that 6th day doesn't matter to me here. I still have to do 5 days here.
Yeah, like you can't start one at. Yeah, you have to complete your project at the library you started at, basically.
Okay. So,
Now-
so if I'm starting another 5-day project for the same topic, but in a different library,
Yeah.
then I start the 5 days over. Okay.
Yeah. Now, what were you saying? Is some problem with the quartermaster? What was going
just
on?
Everything keeps changing.
Oh, who's changing
Yeah,
stuff?
someone's like clearing stuff out as we type it in.
LJ. It's not me, and it's not Nasira.
Are you
And I
changing
dare
things,
not type in
LJ?
it.
Is LJ
You are
there?
muted.
Hello?
Which, like, it's
LJ.
fine. It's just difficult to.
LJ, are you
Keep track of it.
there? Hello?
Yeah, I mean, like with the downtime activities and the extended effects, maybe only
Stuff
update
got
your own
deleted.
characters. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff got deleted of mine before.
LJ, are you there? Come on, buddy.
But it's all good.
Oh, and the 67th of spring, my armbands came back. Yay!
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Are you updating things, LJ? What's going on?
No, I just got back.
Just got back.
Someone's messing with us.
Was someone else deleting stuff?
I mean,
Is
I
someone
don't even
lying
have
to
it
me?
open.
The anonymous liger,
Oh my god,
or it
guys.
might have been me.
I quit. I'm
It's
not
all
I'm not
good. It's all
DMing
good.
anymore. I can't take this.
Honestly, Lou and I and actually LJ, Lou and I and LJ are not anonymous in that sheet, so we actually all have our like.
Oh yeah, I can
we're
just
logged into
check the
Google.
records. What's going on?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check the. How do I do that? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know
I
what
just
I'm
mean
doing.
like when you're watching the cursors, they're like
Oh,
color
true.
coded.
Whose
and
color
then
was
so-
it?
Change that.
Yeah, if the person is logged into Google, it shows their Google name, but if not, they're anonymous.
Who did it?
something inter- Yeah.
Which one of you guys is
Anonymous
messing with me?
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is it corrected? Is everything
Yeah,
good?
we're good.
All right. So just try not to mess with other people's projects, please. The quartermaster just like you just do your own projects, and the quartermaster just does like quests and like party
And
upkeeps.
extended effects too, please, because like remember my snake bands like got removed before the week. was
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
All right. What was I doing? Got all turned around with this random conspiracy.
I think.
It is the 68th of spring at 8 a.m. We're passing time. And tonight you're going to go see that contact.
Cool.
So,
And is Eldwin's debuff gone now?
I think I
Yeah.
think it has one left, right? Or is it gone, Eldwin?
I have one left.
Okay.
Still
So
today.
we get to 5 p.m. Go ahead and do a day towards whatever project you're doing. Let me know if we need to do any rolling.
Nope. One more day before I do.
And
I think I
this is
need
5
3.
PM This is 5 p.m. on the 68th or the 69th?
This is 5 p.m. on the 68th.
Okay, great.
And in the evening, the group is going to meet with their contact below the bridge. So, I assume you're all going?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
just in case. Are
Uh,
we invisible, or can we get there without going over?
You can get there without going through the city. There are tunnels that you can use. So, sure enough, when you're led there by Matala, you come upon a familiar face. And Calavar would kind of be off to the side in the shadows as you approach. He says, "You found them. Good. I was hoping to speak with all of you. I know we haven't always been on great terms, but I'm hoping you'll hear me out." And he says, "I'm running out of choices, and I'm still being hunted by by House Abra. If I run, I don't think I'll get very far, as they wish to bring me back in due to the magics that were used to experiment on myself and my allies. I don't think they'll let me get away, but perhaps if you all are willing to help me, I might have a chance. I know that could present complications, but I assure you I would be a valuable ally.
And could you do more for us than valuable ally?
I can do whatever's within my abilities. What do you need? He says, I'm a strong warrior, obviously. I have my vampiric powers, which are quite useful, as you all have all seen me perform in combat.
And this would make us a greater enemy of House Abra, wouldn't it?
Only if they found out. But I could work for you in secret. Maybe maybe there's a place you could hide me.
Well, how did they find out that you still live? We didn't tell them.
Says,
So
I don't know.
worry about their reach.
Says, I don't know. And he looks to... he would look over at Atala, and she says, I haven't told anyone. You came to us, remember? She says, they knew about you before you even came to the pit
Ooh.
market.
I bet. Beth Mill?
Oh, yeah.
Would make
But,
sense.
That would make a lot of sense.
true, and
That's
he hasn't
right.
been told, yeah.
That's right. We never actually went and talked to Abra. We just let Beth Mill go and tell him.
Yeah. And he's
Yeah.
like under his thrall, yeah.
An
Shit.
enemy of my enemy might not be my friend.
He says,
But-
well, this Vethmil isn't with you now, so he wouldn't know of what happened.
He would not.
Yeah. Well, he
But
was
what
there
do you
when-
what do you all think?
Well, we definitely could hide him, but Vethmil knows of where we could hide him. Oh, it's the obvious
True.
place.
Yeah.
Eldwin, we haven't heard from you in quite a minute.
I mean, like even though we do want to hide him, we do have a place that's fairly mobile, so if we want to hide him, we could stay there for a while.
At our
Hide him.
camp? Is that what you mean? On the ship?
But-
Yeah.
But do we actually want to hide him?
That's the
I mean-
question.
Yeah, and do we want to keep bringing new strangers onto our ship? We got lucky with Voli. We weren't sure about him. We didn't trust him yet, and we gave him all our secrets, and he's ended up being a friend, but it's a risk.
To be fair, unlike Voli, though, this man nearly killed me.
He says,
Yeah,
nearly,
well.
but I didn't. To be fair, you nearly killed me as well. It's because we were working against each other. But if I was an ally, I could nearly kill your enemies instead. He smiles.
He is
Nearly?
an enemy of
Nearly?
House Abra, and above that, he also has a lot of information about what they were doing. It may help us swing tides against House Abra.
Well, and
What are you
We
saying,
are-
Mary?
we are in a slightly uncomfortable situation where we were rather, I don't want to say, I mean, compelled is definitely not the right word, but we were
I think that is the
Online
exact spell that
control?
was used.
we were kind of pushed
Forced?
into an agreement with Abra, and I don't know whether acting against him would. I don't know.
I mean, you're pretty sure if
Dangerous game.
you're pretty sure if Lord Abra found out about this, like, he would become an enemy if he knew
Yeah.
you had betrayed him and kept this guy from him.
Well,
But if he didn't, then this guy could be a valuable ally.
what we could do is recruit him like he asked, but any hint of betrayal, we kill him.
What about this? Perhaps, I mean, I know we've had an info dump already this session, but what if perhaps we have information that would be valuable to one another. We are rather adrift in this city and have fallen prey to machinations and factions and agendas
Says,
that we did not understand initially when we came here.
says, well, I don't know what your circumstances are exactly. I just know that you were allied with a house that was my enemy. Now that my faction has been destroyed, I have nowhere to go, and most likely will be hunted down if you don't help me.
We have received.
I have no reason to betray you. It would do me no good. I would be signing my own death warrant.
We have received hints, for lack of a better word, that perhaps your creation is owed to Abra. Can you tell us of this?
He says, well, myself, Tavala, and Vecnin were all creations of Lord Abra. He did not make us spawn, but true vampires, and he used magics to corrupt us. Though I'm no arcanist, I don't know much about what his rituals were. I just know they gave us strange magical like inclinations through his manipulation of the arcane.
And what were the other two names he just gave?
Tavala, which was the crazy priest lady, and Vectin, which was the the whip lady, and Vectin, who was the one who was sucking blood out of people.
And we killed
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, you killed
Yeah.
them both.
Yeah.
Vecnin is the funky essence.
The
Yes.
monkey has
Yes.
the one you told what's her face, like, oh, you're holding him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So it seems that
Oh, I never told you what you could make with his essence.
Yeah, I was
I'll-
gonna
I'll
actually
tell-
ask if
I'll
that
tell
was
you
a
after
thing.
this. Go ahead. What were you saying?
we are attempting to navigate to the political waters here. We did not come to this place to play politics or align with houses. We have other goals. But we have had difficulty finding allies through a number of deceitful encounters and backstabs. We have no wish to have a powerful house such as Abra hunting us, as that would add to our already numerous troubles. But at the same time, it seems that there is much at play. We've had many hints that Abra dabbles in many unsavory things, and that perhaps many of those, such as you, that he might set us against, might actually be victims, or at least were victims at one time. So that is why I sought information about the situation of your creation, to help us better decide how we wish to act and ally ourselves. But we definitely do not need to incur the wrath of new enemies when we have so few friends.
Says, well, if you could hide me someplace, I would not return to the city. There's no way he could find out that, you sheltered me. As long as you keep his people away from your camp.
I mean,
I don't know
the
that
point.
saying that there's no way is actually accurate, but what was LJ, go ahead.
I mean, he has a point. We have like two different places to get to hide him.
Well, if you're talking about Kyber's pit gang place, then Vethmil knows about that place. I don't know that that's
Yeah.
Yeah, but Veth,
Actually, Atala will say, you don't want to hide him in the pit market. I mean, there's information brokers there. It would basically be a death sentence.
so
plus
shit.
there were plus his faction just recently killed a bunch of pit gang members when they were attacking us there. So
point taken. So
Yeah,
yep.
that too, he says.
Does Vethmir know of the ship?
Does who? Vethmil? I don't think so. I don't think you've ever brought him there.
How about this?
No.
Is everyone's present, right?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you believe that we should shelter this possible ally on in our camp.
LJ raises his hand.
Go ahead and type it in chat if you raise your hand.
I think that we, of course, you understand, we must be very cautious. You are an unknown, but we would welcome allies, and if you do not betray us, then we will be valuable friends.
Says
Andir
you
does not. Okay. Oh, because it's a vampire.
you will not regret it, he says.
Nearly killed me.
I
Yes.
Oh,
have
that
no
too.
intention to betray you. It would just, like I said, be signing my own death warrant. Just let me know what you need from me. I have many abilities.
Is Voli with us?
No. Atala is here, but not Voli.
All right.
So.
Let us arrange to escort you.
I'll say Voli's in
to-
your camp right now.
Yeah. I would like to speak with. Okay, no, this is actually kind of out of character. I would like to speak with Foley before we bring this man to our camp, but shall we? Are you ready to go at this moment, or should we reconvene?
Yes. I do have to bring my coffin there at some point, but I can do that later. If you show me to your camp, I can get things set
My
up
friend,
there.
is your former camp secure?
Anyone who looks sees Envia shudder as he says, "Bring Goblin aboard."
Yeah, and I don't know about like you coming and going from our camp freely. I'm afraid I'm not sure if we're ready for that kind of trust yet.
He says, "Well, I just need to get my coffin. Once it's secured in your camp, I can stay there."
Perhaps you can retrieve your coffin and meet us at a set time and place, and then we will take you. That allows us to prepare for your coming.
He says, "All right. How about we meet at the former lair later tonight,
The former lair?
where you killed?
former lair?
Yes.
Isn't
Wait.
that quite a bit
Is that place
out of
secure?
character? Isn't that quite a bit out ways from the city?
I mean, it's like a couple hours." He says, "Unless you have another place you want to meet."
Is that
Well,
place
let's-
secure?
How about an hour, like
Should we set up-
between the city and his former lair, like in the cave somewhere along the way?
Tala says, "Why don't you just get your coffin and meet us here, Caleb?"
Okay, there you go.
He says, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I can do that." She just shakes her head.
All right.
She says, "Don't worry, I'm no fan of Lord Abra either, so you don't have to worry about me spilling any of this information."
Keeping the beans.
Yeah.
Good.
What were you saying, Doodles?
Is your former lair secure?
He says,
Would anybody find it? Are people looking for it? It was difficult to get in from our.
it's abandoned now, but actually your friend here is correct. The spawn is right. I should just bring my coffin here." She says, "Spawn?" And she lives him a dirty look. My apologies, your
Okay.
I'm just thinking
Whatever.
it might be an opportunity to set up a secure camp.
To be fair, Doodles, we did. I believe we did
Well-
hear from that she gave information. Oh,
right
I
now.
wanted to know about the layer.
Right now, your digging machine is fairly close to the city, so it's easier to get to your camp. If you put it out there, it would be like several hours journey every time you want to go there.
Well, can't we just move our camp there with our digging machine?
Oh yeah, you could, but
then
We-
when we come and go from our camp, like
it's far away. Yeah, so it'll
I-
just
I
take a
get
lot
that.
longer.
Oh, also, guys, we've just passed
But you
like
could.
3 days. We should probably move the machine.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is it a safe place?
Oh,
to machine?
I don't think
yeah.
moving it 2 hours away is going to benefit us. We need it to be where
Well,
we can get to a little.
Yeah,
bit.
right now it's like 15 minutes from the city, so it's easy to get to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure also Abra is working for. I believe we heard information with the vampire with your
But
the something.
to answer
that
your
was working
question,
for them.
friend, the camp is abandoned at this point, so I mean, there's the wall is still there. I mean, it's still a defensible position.
Yeah.
So if you wish to set camp there, it's possible. Though Lord Abra does know of its location.
Yeah. That's
So no.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. So I'm just gonna fast forward unless anyone else is doing anything and
I
say,
would like
yeah.
to contact Voley. I don't know if we need to do that via magic.
You could just go meet him at the camp. It's
Okay.
fairly
Oh, you
close
said
to
it
the
was like
city.
15 minutes away. Then yeah, I would like to go and talk to Voley about making sure, like I would like for this guy to be our ally. This is basically what I would tell Voley. Like,
All
I
right,
hope
so I have
this
to-
guy will.
I have to pass some time for you to get to the camp. It's about an
Oh, okay.
hour, so you get
Okay.
there about
Oh,
6
okay, so
p.m.
15 minutes. Okay.
Well, it's kind of you gotta get to the side of the city that it's on, so it's a little bit of
Okay.
travel. So you get there. Voley would say, I mean, I have no qualms with it. If you all wish him to be in the camp, be another sword arm to defend the ship should something go wrong, as long as you
Yes,
trust him.
exactly. That is why I wanted to speak with you before bringing him. I was hoping that you and those, what did he call the people that were still loyal to him from House Stevison back when his.
Oh, my mercenaries? Yeah, I guess they'd be on the ship too.
Are they mercenaries? Okay, because they seemed pretty loyal to him, but if they're just mercenaries, okay. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah, they are loyal to
I
him,
was
but
hoping that
they're
would be a few extra swords that are at least here. I just wanted, I would say, yes, I wanted to ensure that you were prepared before we bring him. Obviously, we hope that this will be an alliance, a lucrative alliance, but we of course do not know yet.
as well. I don't really have any ill will towards him or his people. They didn't attack me. They attacked the Abra and their holdings.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not implying that you would have a vendetta against him. I'm asking you and your people to be on guard as we bring a new stranger into our camp and allow him to see our ship and our group's inner workings.
He says, "You got it. I'll keep an eye on him." He gives you a
Okay.
salute.
All right. You're okay, Voley.
Says, "How's it going with what's her face, the vampire chick? You guys, you close? Is that a thing?"
She's lovely. Very
Yeah, she
stimulating
seems like it.
conversations.
Maybe I could hang out with you guys sometime.
Oh shit.
Nasira's eye just starts twitching.
All right. So anyway,
If you'd like to join us when we go out for dinner, sure. But after that, we'll go our own ways.
yeah. All right.
You can be her dinner.
So wait,
I'm
what?
paying.
Oh, he could be her dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll say if you guys are okay with it, then he will join your camp.
Okay.
Oh, and I guess quartermaster. So Caleb would join the camp, and there are 7 mercenaries from Voley's guard. You might want to make note of them.
Caleb?
Caleb.
Oh,
I shortened his name a little. I just called him Caleb
okay.
because it sounded too much like the dragon.
Maybe I need to close it and reopen it because it's just
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
So yeah, if you could add him and the 7 mercenaries from Voley's people.
And
I
is there
forgot about them.
upkeep for these mercenaries, or is Voley still?
Voley is paying for them, although the upkeep might be on the ship and some of the other people and supplies. At this point, it would probably be about, I'll say like 10 a day.
10?
10?
Yeah.
So we need a upkeep and income tab, I think, in the sheet, guys. Where we say anything we're paying on a regular basis, whether it's daily or weekly, and anything we're receiving, whether it's daily, weekly, or monthly. Which I don't think this group is receiving anything yet, so.
No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we should record that somewhere. Just make it
I have
easier
the
on the
upkeep
quartermaster.
in the stronghold.
Yeah, you can put it under the actual place. Just say it's 10 a day. I was meaning to figure out like how that would work because I wanted to introduce upkeeps for the various camps. Like if you had different things, it might cost more. But yeah, I think the ship would probably be about 10 for like maintenance and stuff with like magic.
I mean, obviously it doesn't. There's not only one way to do it, but like the group that I do quartermaster, like I just have a tab that says income and upkeep, and then I pay the stuff at a week at a time instead of doing it every single day. I'll just like pay it all at once, and then I'll mark what date it was paid and what date it's due next.
Yeah, I mean, however you want to do it, Toodles. But
yeah.
I think, yeah, all right. So that would probably end that day. Where's my thing?
Oh, there you go. Put it on the main sheet so it's front and center.
So we'll probably, everyone do your upkeep costs for the day, do the upkeep for the group, and we'll probably end on the 69th of spring because we're at about time.
Okay.
It's 8 a.m.
So what? Oh, 69th at the morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and if we want to do more downtime, we can continue next week. But all right, so yeah, I think we got some good progress in RP this week. Good job, everyone.
Yes, we
Before
want
I
someone
forget.
like tea.
But before we forget, what can I make with that S?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So, you can make a very specific item.
Ooh.
It's a instant death button.
You can craft a staff that basically does what he was doing once a day, call the blood. So you can target someone and suck a bunch of HP out of them once per day.
Oof.
That
Oh,
heals
so
as well. Look,
That's a terrifying step.
I believe it does. I think it did.
It wouldn't heal you because you're not a vampire.
No.
But a vampire using it would be healed.
Dang.
Oh.
So what you're saying is,
Good thing we have a allied vampire who might be willing to make you a vampire. No, I'm just kidding. Unfair does not want to be a vampire, I assume.
That'd be quite the character arc there, going from
Right?
hating vampires to becoming one.
Oh, I got a new staff I want to be able to use, so I've changed my mind. I'll be a vampire.
That would be very D&D. It's like, I'm going to cut off my hand for Vecna's hand. Yeah, why not?
Nah, Unreal legitimately, if he got bit, would just be immediately casting like remove curse, greater restoration, all that kind of bullcrap.
Yeah. But yeah, so you can basically make a staff like the one he was using, but it would be once a day you could try to draw blood from someone instead of like it will.
All right.
Fun session.
Yeah, it would be uncommon and there would be no attunement, so you could just have it.
Oh, that's nice.
All right, so yeah, fun session, everyone. I'm going to take some notes, but otherwise you're all free to hang out or stay, whatever you wish, and yeah, I'll see you next week.
MVP.
Oh, right, MVP. Give me whispers.
I'll resend mine in.
It's always so hard to pick.
and especially in an RP.
Yeah, yeah. And guys, everyone, please, all of us need to try to remember so that at least some of us try to end up remembering that Kudo gets to roll next week for
It's on
his
the
week
sheet.
of downtime. Well, yeah, it's on the sheet, but like we might go through the session without noticing that or going and yeah.
It's true. You might want to make a note in chat or something.
That's a good idea.
Multiple.
All right, no one do anything. Don't push that up. So it's right there for us next week. All right, thanks guys. It was a good session. Oh wait, who got MVP? 5-way tie.
No, it is 3 votes Nasira with Eldwin in close
Oh my
second.
word! Thank you.
It's because they found out you have an X level.
Yes.
Is that it? Really?
guarantee it.
a saucy tabloid gossip.
The funny thing is
Sierra.
the whole Scarlet bit like just came out of like nowhere, but like the ex-lover actually was part of my backstory from the beginning.
First with
Oh,
the
yeah.
Sella, now with this ex-lover.
No, I voted for you because of the ex-lover thing.
It
Not
was
coming up.
actually okay. Yeah, I don't want to ruin it, but it was actually kind of an innocent thing because he was also like a childhood lover, like first love kind of thing, you know.
Ooh.
It was
Ooh.
innocent. It was like it was not innocent, but it was innocent. You know what I mean? It was like yes, first
Ooh.
lover. But,
Ooh. Will, do you have a song for that?
I love that. Not innocent, but innocent.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it was like, yeah, they
Just
got
digging
busy,
that-
but also
digging
it was the
that
first love,
grave.
You know?
Childhood lover or high school sweetheart type?
It would be kind of like high school sweet. It would be two orphans who grew up in the same monastery who got together.
So like as they got older, they fell in love basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like childhood friends, then turned into like something more as
Yeah,
they got
and then
older.
he went adventuring, and then his letters stopped, and thus she went and looked for him.
What
That's-
romance
that's the
manga
summary.
bullshit is this? Well,
But no,
I'm
it's
gonna go.
not-
Have a good one.
Yeah, it's
See
not
ya.
her like looking for romance. It's her just like trying to find a friend who's missing because she's worried about him. Like, yeah, she's not like into him anymore. It was just a brief thing.
They're just
Not
friends
anymore.
now. Just friends.
Well,
Oh,
thanks for the
God.
session.
Was that
That
the
was
name
a-
of a group?
It might have been.
I think that was
I
one
have
of
it.
my groups, Just Friends.
Oh no, you're
Oh.
right. I'm sorry. When you said "is that the name of a group," I was thinking like bands. But then when you said one of your groups, I'm like, oh yeah, I think at that year, I think you're totally right. We're Just Friends, I think was the name, right?
Yeah.
I think I saw the story posts. Yeah.
I tell you what, Eldwin, I reckon Laura Creed used to be an adventure with your mum. That's what I reckon.
Oh, maybe.
Bum, bum, bum.
Because she's like, yeah, they all died. Looks at you.
Cool. I will see y'all next week. Thanks for the session.
Yeah,
It was
see
a fun
ya.
time.
Yeah,
Alright,
see you then.
guys.
Jimmy.
Yep, good night, everyone.
It was diverse and fun.
Oh, bye bye.
So Lou, hey, real quick, I know we've very like not very thoroughly but briefly discussed the possibilities or some potential possibilities of Nasiro's backstory a couple times, but I'd be totally down for exploring Eldwin's backstory. If it came down to like doing one or the other, like I'd totally be down for exploring Eldwin's. I think he's been hinting at his for a lot longer. Obviously, he's been in the group since the beginning. I think that's only fair.